Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Week 7 of the NFL season is here. Week 6, excuse me. Wait, it's week 7 of the college football season. Week 6 of the NFL season is here. Man, football's going by too quickly. I can't even keep track anymore. Thank you for joining us today here on CY Interview. We greatly appreciate it. We're going to be here for the next 3 hours and 15 minutes to 3.5 hours. We're going to go over the 7 NFL Live games that are going to be taking place today. Just a recap of what we do here is that to the right there to there is the monitor. We watch all the NFL games in real time, and we give you our live reaction and thoughts as the time moves on. And through the day, we give you our thoughts on who we think are moving up in the NFL, who's going down, and who's staying the same. You know, it's early, but there's some teams that have already lost their playoff possibility. So here we are in the NFL. We are in week 6. Earlier today in London, early game. The Denver Broncos beat the New York Jets 13-11 in London. So the Jets still do not have a victory this year. The New York Jets are 0-6 on the NFL season. Thought it could get worse than last year New York Jets football team. Well, it sure absolutely did. We're going to be watching 7 NFL games today, and let's go over, do a little bit of housekeeping, review, all that good stuff. Number 1, every Wednesday evening, me and Lane Fobbs do a weekly college football predictions segment. Number 2, this week we did a bonus round talking about the coaching situations for Bill Belichick at the North Carolina Tar Heels and Deion Sanders at the Colorado Buffaloes. Go over and watch that on the main channel. And congratulations to our Las Vegas Aces. They won their 3rd WNBA championship. We have a video also. Go watch those Bill Belichick, Deion Sanders, and Las Vegas Aces videos. They are phenomenal. I promise you that in that regard. Congratulations to Asia Wilson, Becky Hammond, Chelsea Green, Jackie Young, and company. You guys have won 3 WNBA championships. Early games today, we're going to be watching the Los Angeles Rams against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 1-4. You better find a way to win today, Baltimore Ravens. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Los Angeles Chargers and the Miami Dolphins do today. That's going to be a phenomenally interesting game. Pittsburgh Steelers are looking to get to 4-1 on the NFL season. With Aaron Rodgers and company, they are 3-1. Can they get to 4-1? They'll be taking on the 1-3 Cleveland Browns today. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. We're going to be watching all the NFL games. They're kicking off right now. Here's another interesting one today. Carolina Panthers and Dallas Cowboys, both 2-win teams. Carolina Panthers last week beat the Miami Dolphins. They did beat the Miami Dolphins last week. So can the Carolina Panthers beat the Dallas Cowboys today? The Dallas Cowboys looked impressive against the winless New York Jets last week, putting up over, almost 40 points. Last week we saw some upsets. The Tennessee Titans got their first win over the Arizona Cardinals. The New England Patriots gave the Buffalo Bills their first loss, and the Philadelphia Eagles had their first loss as well. It's going to be a really interesting day. We got Rams, Ravens up there at the top, Cowboys. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the Indianapolis Colts today. We got the Seattle Seahawks traveling all the way to the state of Florida to play on the Jacksonville Jaguars today. Should be interesting. New England Patriots. Can the Patriots, you come off that huge win on Sunday Night Football against the Buffalo Bills, can the New England Patriots find a way to get to 4-2? That would be incredible for the New England Patriots. I hope you all enjoy today's NFL live reaction. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to be watching as we go along here. Some kickoffs that have already happened. Jaguars and Seahawks are on the field. Panthers and Cowboys are on the field. Browns and Steelers are on the field, and the rest of them are going to join them in a matter of moments. But, Pittsburgh Steelers, can the Pittsburgh Steelers get to 4-1 to start the NFL season with Aaron Rodgers and company? Would be a pretty great start for the Pittsburgh Steelers, given the fact that Baltimore Ravens are not doing well. Cincinnati Bengals are not doing well. They're playing the Browns, their division foe today. The Steelers have a chance. They have a chance to put themselves in a good position as they move along here. They could have a great position going into the playoffs. If you get a high seed in the NFL playoffs, anything is possible. That is what you're really hoping for in reality. So we'll see. Thank you so much for joining us for the next 3 to 3.5 hours. And I want to also thank all the people who watch this thing in replay after we do it every NFL Sunday. Thank you so much as well. You are incredible. We love you here at CY Interview. Please continue to support our content, like the video, make comments, and I'll be here all day with you for the next 3.5 hours as we watch the early games. The Las Vegas Raiders will be playing later today, and hopefully they'll be able to get their second win of the NFL season when they take on the Tennessee Titans. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Chris Janik. I'll be here with you. New Orleans Saints are already in the red zone against the Patriots. Saints were able to get their first win of the NFL season last week against the New York Giants, which was pretty incredible. Congratulations to them. And the Steelers are at the approximate 25-yard line. Hey, Tom. Thanks for joining us today. The great Tom, who has literally been following everything pre-CY Interview and current CY Interview. I'm the biggest professional wrestling fan and the biggest Buffalo Bills fan, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest Buffalo Bills fan. Buffalo Bills fan in general. So there you go on that front. And sorry about the Cubs losing yesterday. Hope they would have beat the Brewers. But a great season for the Cubs nonetheless. I think any season going to the playoffs in baseball is pretty freaking incredible. So watching the 7 NFL games here today. So grateful that you're here, and thanks so much for stopping by as always. College football yesterday, pretty incredible. Alabama holding on over Missouri. Texas beating Oklahoma, kind of surprising. See if the Dolphins can, find something today. But early interception by Tua there, and the Chargers are going to have the ball at approximately midfield here, it looks like. The Patriots and the Bills. I mean, could the Patriots and the Bills be playing for the AFC East this year? I mean, it's early, but listen, unbelievable effort by the Patriots last week on Sunday Night Football. Colts are in the red zone early on. Do you still do fantasy football teams? I haven't done one of those in years. It's amazing. We're already in October. And it feels like it's going to be January, and then it's going to be March, and then WrestleMania is going to be here again. And I was looking like yesterday, like at all the different, some of the already pre-set fan conventions and promotions that are coming or whatever's. And so, looking forward to that, of course. We need to talk about that, when we're off the air at some point. But I mean, I'm looking forward to planning those schedules and hopefully going to a pro wrestling show with you and all that good stuff. I mean, it's going to be fun. I can't wait, that. So we are spoiled here in the entertainment capital world, as you know. Steelers are at the approximate 25-yard line right now, looking to get up here early. Colts are inside the red zone. They're at the approximate 8-yard line. And the Colts are going to get a touchdown early to go up 7-0 on the Cardinals. Tom, who's your quarterback, and who are your wide receivers and running backs on your fantasy team today? Who are we rooting for? The Steelers are at the approximate 25-yard line. The Cleveland Browns here on a 3rd and 11. Aaron Rodgers will not be able to complete that pass. It's going to be a field goal attempt coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kick is good. 7-0 Indianapolis Colts. By the way, Tom, speaking of Las Vegas, UNLV Rebels get to 6-0 on the season, thrilling 51-48 victory over the Air Force Falcons yesterday. They got to go to Boise State this week. You win that game, you got a chance to go 12-0. That's going to be the foe for UNLV. It's going to be the foe for UNLV this I think the rest of the season. If UNLV could beat Boise State at Boise State, which I know they haven't had great history against, they can beat Boise State. They can probably go 12-0, but they got to beat Boise State. And then they got to hope for South Florida and some of these other, non-group of major conference teams to lose, and then they will have a chance to be in that one spot for the college football playoff from the non-big conferences. Christian XC1 interview. NFL Live 6 reaction. The Steelers did make that field goal. It is 3-0 Pittsburgh. We'll put that in the chat. Steelers 3, Browns 0. We'll be rooting for Jordan Love today in the Green Bay Packers. Looks like the Dallas Cowboys have played some decent defense here, but looks like the Panthers. I mean, look at the Carolina Panthers. They have a chance to get their third win of the NFL season today against the Dallas Cowboys. Panthers are finally making a little progress down there with Bryce Young. It took a couple seasons. We're finally seeing a little progress from the Carolina Panthers. They're going to attempt a approximate 31-yard field goal here. Ryan Fitzgerald is lining up, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's see about that field goal attempt first for the Panthers. I think the question becomes, it's 3-0 Panthers. We'll put that in the chat. Cowboys 3, Panthers 0. I think the reality, Tom, is that the question becomes is that if UNLV is 12-0, what one-loss teams above them would be better, which South Florida would be the number one choice, obviously. But if South Florida lost another game, then who else is there? That's really what it comes down to at the end of the day, I think, So we'll see what happens on that front. But, NFL today, college football next Saturday. There's now a football game, I think, every single day. Yes. Thank you. We'll fix that. Noted. There's a football game every single day, I think, now till like the next 40 or 50 days or whatever it is. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. But the question becomes, who are the other teams besides South Florida that could get that love that UNLV wouldn't get? I think at some point UNLV's got to be in the top 25 if they keep winning games. I don't think the coach's top 25 has come out yet. The Patriots have scored a long touchdown here. The Patriots are going to be up 7-3, it looks like, here shortly with the extra point pending. The Patriots, I don't know. I think probably all Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins fans are surprised at how the New England Patriots are playing this year so far. But the Patriots actually have an offense this year. I know it takes a couple of years to get those quarterbacks going. May's looking good, though. Bryce Young's looking a little bit better. Can the Patriots keep that going? The Steelers and Patriots, talk about 1990s NFL football, ladies and gentlemen. Early 2000s. Chargers are in the red zone against the Miami Dolphins here. Ravens are driving. I think that's probably a fair statement. Guess we'll have to wait and see, I don't know Notre Dame's remaining schedule. We can take a look at that in a little bit, but it's kind of amazing. I think that there probably should be a rule change that if a team goes undefeated and you're in the top 25, maybe that team should get in over another team that maybe plays a better schedule. I think this is just, I think it's incredible what UNLV able to go on the road, win at Miami, Ohio. They were down 2 touchdowns. And then they won in the snow at Wyoming. That's worth something. And then Air Force should not have been that close. But again, they haven't had much luck against Boise State. But if they can win at Boise State, I think that's a great resume builder, So, yeah, USC's been playing better this year. So USC's been playing better this year, so Notre Dame could absolutely lose that game. We'll see. I think it's nice to see, college football in Las Vegas have some meaning at least. Doesn't mean that they'll get to that college football playoff, but, we'll see what happens. 3-0 Steelers early on here, ladies and gentlemen. 3-0 Panthers early on, 7-0 Patriots. I'll put that in the chat. Thanks for coming by, Tom. Appreciate you. Who are some of your running backs and wide receivers on your fantasy team today? Who are we rooting for? The Baltimore Ravens are in the red zone. 3-0 Chargers as well. Thanks for the update. Ravens have a chance to kick a field goal here. Let's see. Browns are moving the ball a little bit. They're at first down at their approximate 45-yard line. Christian XCY interview covering Las Vegas and the world. Thank you to everybody. NFL Live reactions going on today. To those of you who watch the replay, thank you as well. If you're here live, if you're watching the replay, appreciate you so much. We're doing this every Sunday because we just love football, ladies and gentlemen. We love football. This is easy stuff for me. I enjoy just sitting. Why watch this stuff by myself when I can comment in real time and tell you what I'm thinking inside? The Baltimore Ravens have kicked a field goal. That makes it 3-0 Ravens over the Rams. Ravens 3, Rams 0. Jacksonville Jaguars have the ball approximately at midfield. Incomplete pass. Trevor Lawrence so far is 3 completions on 5 attempts for 13 yards. Dallas Cowboys have a 3rd and 6 here at their approximate 25-yard line. They're going to get a first down. They're going to be at the approximate 45-yard line. Again, can the Carolina Panthers get to 3-3 on the NFL season? Would be pretty freaking incredible if the Carolina Panthers could end up getting to 3-3. Dallas Cowboys, not going to be an easy game today, I think, for the Dallas Cowboys. I don't think it's going to be easy for them today. 7-3. Patriots Saints. Let's update that. That's an error. No, you got George Pickens. That's good. He's had a good season. He had a good touchdown last week. I think there's going to could be a lot of points today in that Patriots-Saints game, the way that things are going early there. 10 points already in the first 5 minutes. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL Live is going on. Got Tom in here from Las Vegas, other people from across the world, fantasy football team rooting today, all kinds of good stuff. Rooting for your favorite NFL team across the world. Earlier today, the Denver Broncos defeated the New York Jets 13-11 in London. Panthers, Cowboys. Cowboys are at midfield, and the Cowboys are moving, and the Cowboys are going to be inside like the 10-yard line looking to get a touchdown here. We're here in Las Vegas. Let's see what the Cowboys can do here against the Panthers, see if they can respond. They're at like the 7-yard line, approximately. 5 minutes left there in the first quarter. Going to be inside the 5-yard line there. Coming up like 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. The Cleveland Browns still have the football, 3rd and 19 here. and not enough for a first down, obviously. Steelers have a chance to get to 4-1 today and control that division a little bit. They win today, they're at 4-1. Ravens aren't doing well so far this year. Great opportunity for the Pittsburgh Steelers to take advantage. Imagine, again, Chiefs aren't doing great so far this year. Great opportunity to see what happens. Yeah, you'll be rooting for the Saints today, that's for sure. Get another Monday Night Football doubleheader again this week. That's pretty incredible. I can't keep track of them sometimes anymore. Arizona Cardinals are down 7-0 to the Indianapolis Colts. They're moving the ball a little bit. How many yards was the catch? Any idea? Cowboys trying to get it here. And did he catch it? Nope, that's incomplete. I think the Cowboys are going to have to settle for a field goal here. Did you watch any of Crown Jewel yesterday? 3-0 Ravens still over the Rams. See what the Cowboys can do here on third down. Cowboys are kicking a field goal. They did not get it. Let's see. That's too easy. It's an extra point. 3-3 Cowboys and Panthers in the first quarter here. Christian XC1 interview covering Las Vegas and the world. It is 1:22 Eastern Time. 10:22 here in Las Vegas. Good morning from Las Vegas. Good evening if you're watching us from around the world. We're doing the NFL Live Week 6 reaction. My buddy Tom here from Las Vegas. My brother from another mother is here with us. We're talking about fantasy football, all kinds of good stuff, his fantasy football team. And he's a Bills fan and a Cubs fan. Wish the Cubs would have won yesterday for him. And the biggest pro wrestling fan you'll ever meet in your life is here with us. We're having fun. We're watching the NFL Live games. Thanks so much to everyone who watches these live and watches these in replay again. 3-3 Cowboys and Panthers. We'll put that in the chat. And also, I haven't said this, but like the video if you haven't. We get a bunch of likes on these every week. So greatly appreciated from all of you who do that. It really means a lot. Rams are moving the football against the Baltimore Ravens here. Got some other exciting live streams coming, by the way, soon. You'll be able to see them. Rams are at the approximate 13-yard line. I haven't seen a lot of the Dolphins and Chargers game yet. Rams are moving the ball. They're at the approximate 7-yard line here. See if we get our friend Natty from India to stop by again this week. Great catch by the Steelers there. They're going to have first down and 10. That was a pretty incredible pass there. He got past that Browns defender. Thank you, Jam to Bread. It's always nice to see you. Incomplete pass in the back of the end zone. For the Rams. See if Stafford and company can get them in here. Ravens really need a win today, or their playoff hopes are going to be dashed. Like, any chance of making the playoffs is dashed if the Ravens lose today, I think. I agree with that. Cardinals here, 3rd and 4 against the Colts. Not great. Colts defense has been kind of impressive this year so far. I don't think anybody, Tom, expected the Indianapolis Colts to start the season 4-1. I think that's kind of one of the early surprises this year besides the Patriots. I mean, that AFC South division is soft. The Texans did not look good the first 3 weeks of the NFL year. They've rallied a little bit, as you know. Jacksonville's okay. Tennessee not very good. I mean, I could see, Colts, could end up taking that division. Colts look impressive so far this year. Colts they're playing with something this year, There's a in-your-face thing about the Indianapolis Colts this season so far, which, wasn't the case the last couple of years. The Rams missed that field goal. Wow. Pretty bad. Justin Herbert and the Chargers are up 3-0 on the Dolphins. They're at midfield. Chargers 3. Chargers 3, Dolphins 0. Yeah, I did not expect Daniel Jones to lead the Colts to that kind of record early in the season. That was not expected. This is one of those anomaly situations. But again, as you know, if you get a good playoff seeding, if you continue to win games and you look impressive, anything's possible. It's only October, but, these things are already shaping up early. There's a long 48-yard field goal attempt from the New Orleans Saints kicker at the Superdome. Patriots 7, Saints 6. We know that Tom is rooting for the Saints today. Christian XC1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Thank you from all across the world, Las Vegas, Florida, beyond, Africa, India, and everywhere else in between. Thank you so much for watching us today. We're doing Week 6 NFL Live reaction here on YouTube. Thank you to those of you who watch it live, watch the replay, and watch all of our videos. Watch all of our videos. And we're grateful to have you here as we watch the NFL today. Pretty fun stuff, nonetheless. What's better than a football Sunday in America in the fall? Not much. Orange the CY review. Cat is getting chucked in over there on the couch. Always good. So Colts had the ball back. 7-0 Colts over the Cardinals. See if Jonathan Taylor had a huge game last week. I think he had a couple touchdowns against the Raiders. He looked good. We'll see what he can do today. For those of you who have Jonathan Taylor on your fantasy team. That was just a Trevor Lawrence missed easy. That was, if you throw that a little bit lower, that's like, a 45-yard pass right there. That was a missed incomplete pass. Threw it right over his head there. Beyond missed. Yeah. The dink and the donks are fun in the NFL. We need to have some more fun with that. I love the dink and the donks. And the binks. The first down for the Jaguars. I think that's coming back, though. Tom, what happened to Florida State? 3-0, now 3-3. I can't believe it. Thought the Noles were back. Tough losses last couple of weeks, by the way. Gators look terrible. No, they don't look terrible. They played decent yesterday, but if they can beat Mississippi State next week, Dolphins are going to get a rushing touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Miami Dolphins. Devon Achne, however you say that. 7-0, 6-7-3, going to be 7-3 Dolphins over the Chargers, excuse me, in a minute. There's the rushing touchdown, which we don't usually see from the Miami Dolphins. Usually Miami Dolphins is their long passing touchdowns. So Dolphins really need to get a win today also. I mean, again, if you get to 1-5, you're pretty much, your playoff hopes are dashed, as you know. You get to 2-4, I mean, can you finish 7-4 and get to that 7th wild card spot? Yeah, I think so. But you start 1-5, it's pretty much over. 7-3 Dolphins over the Chargers. Must win today for the Miami Dolphins. You may be right about that. Panthers are moving the ball. Interception, unfortunately, there. Well, there's the predictable, I guess, Carolina Panthers turnover. Cowboys are near the red zone, looking to score another touchdown. Dak Prescott today so far has 4 completions on 7 attempts for 58 yards. NFL Live Week 6 here, ladies and gentlemen, live from Las Vegas. I'm Chris Shandak, hanging out with my best friend Tom, biggest pro wrestling fan in the world. My brother from another mother, and all of you other people are here. We're having fun today watching. We're rooting for his fantasy football team as well. So, root for him. Ravens are still leading 3-0 after that missed field goal attempt, but an interception there. So the Rams are going to have the ball at about the 37 of the Ravens. Tough year for the Baltimore Ravens. No Lamar Jackson on the field right now. Just a tough year for the Ravens. Anything can happen, as we always talk about. Any given Sunday in the NFL, any injury can change the course of an NFL team season just like that. Or player not playing for whatever other reason, as you know. And it just makes a difference. Yeah, I agree with you. But you know what? I don't think that any of us expected the Panthers, Tom, to be 2-3 to start the year. So I think it's a great start for them. They're being competitive. They beat Miami last week. I don't think anyone expected that. So, hey, what can I tell you? What can I tell you? Let's hope the Raiders win today against the Titans. I know you're a Bills fan, but it'd be nice to see the Raiders get a victory today. I mean, damn. Raiders. Come on, Raiders. By the way, of course, the thumbnail for this NFL Live is yours truly with Mark Davis at the 2019 Power Love Gala at the MGM Grand. This was before the Raiders played a game in the NFL. We were there with Mark Davis on the red carpet. It was a great time. Everything was great and had by all. And so excited the Raiders are here because we have Allegiant Stadium. We got WrestleMania last year. We get WrestleMania again in 2026 upcoming. Have all these great sporting events, college football games, Las Vegas Bowl, NFL, Super Bowl 2 years ago. We'll get hopefully the Super Bowl again in a couple more years. I saw that. Not a good throw by Matthew Stafford of the Los Angeles Rams there, giving the ball right back to the Ravens. But in my opinion, I don't think the Ravens are going to be able to come up with enough points to beat the Rams today. So, if the Rams can just limit their mistakes today, they're going to win that football game. Touchdown, Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence with a touchdown pass there, I believe, on that replay. Cowboys are going to go for it here on 4th and 1, but they're going to take a timeout first. They're going to think about it here. So Colts are moving the ball again. That's the Cardinals, excuse me. Cardinals. Chargers got the ball again now. We'll see what happens there. 2nd and 10. NFL Live, Week 6. Thank you so much all for being here today. This has been incredible. From all across the world, we're watching our NFL football games and having a good time. Tom, again, as always, before April, if there's any pro wrestling event, let me know. I'll be there with you, man, in Vegas or whatever. Just keep me posted, as you know. Happy to go watch something with you. Cardinals are trying to score a touchdown here. They're at like the approximate 1-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 1 for the Arizona Cardinals against the Indianapolis Colts. That game is at Indianapolis. Colts are up 7-0, but it could be tied. very quickly here. Thank you to the 7 who are in the room right now. We're going up and up and up. NFL Live, week 6 here. We're appreciative that you're all here, having a wonderful day, and we're watching football. I got my monitor right there. The camera's right there. We're having a good time. Also, by the way, of course, here's all the usual CY interview handles to keep up with everything we do daily. We're doing everything. Obviously, we're covering a lot of football right now. Lane Fobbs does our college football segment every week. On Wednesday evenings, that video gets released. And we're doing NFL Live. We're doing some other sports in between. Our Las Vegas Aces just won their 3rd WNBA championship. We do a lot of stuff from the entertainment capital of the world. We got a big interview coming up with a Las Vegas headliner that'll be released in a couple of days. Hopefully we can get someone on here, a couple of people. Love to get some pro wrestlers on here from WWE and beyond to talk about Mania again coming back to Vegas and all the other fun pro wrestling topics. So we'll work on that also. And the Cardinals did get that touchdown, by the way, Tom. It's going to be 7-7 in a minute here, pending the extra point. This could be a really high-scoring game as well. Wow, he barely got that extra point right there. That barely got inside the left upright there. 7-7, Cardinals and Colts right now. And the Chargers get a field goal on the board. So it's now Dolphins 7, Chargers 6. Put that in the chat. Yeah. Well, the Cowboys are going for it. I don't know. I think it's too early. I would take the points, but we'll see. See if it pays off. What does pay off, because that's a touchdown pass for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott throws to Hunter Luepke. Is that how you say his name, Tom? Luepke? Hunter Luepke. That's a touchdown. 9-3 Cowboys now. First play of the second quarter. Cowboys are up 9-3. Pretty good bootleg there on the side. I mean, he went to the right, and then he just curled to the side there, and the Panthers defense, didn't seem like the Panthers had any idea what was going on that play. They didn't protect that very well. I mean, when you got a man in motion in your offensive backfield, it seems like that you would be, getting a defender to follow him there. But whatever, 10-3 Cowboys over the Panthers. We'll put that in the chat. Chris Yannick here from Las Vegas, NFL Live Week 6. So grateful for all of you who are here with us, be here today, watching the NFL games with us. What is it better than an NFL Sunday rooting for your favorite fantasy football team and your favorite NFL teams and all the other stuff you got going on there? Good luck to everybody today with your teams. Hope you continue to move along. I'm going to do that again next year, just for fun purposes. Tom, again, let me know next year when you have your league or another league. We'll get in that and we'll have some fun next year. I'll get back into that. I don't do much of that anymore, but since we're doing this now, why not? We'll get back into that next year for fun, of course, just for fun, obviously. But that being said, two defenders run into each other indeed. It's like a tag team match where both guys get thrown into each other by the opposite tag team in the pro wrestling world. I mean, that's what that was. It's like, boom! That's not a mess up. Nothing is, But the Patriots, I got to give them credit. They could have beat the Steelers in, what was it, week 2 or week 3? They could be 4-1. They're 3-2 right now. Moving the ball here against the Saints up 7-6. I really thought that the Patriots missed one in that game, but it's just like Bills still control that division, obviously, but got to win some football games. Dolphins and Jets, as you know, not looking very good this year. So really it's the Bills to lose, as you know. It's just, take care of business and you'll win that division. But the Patriots are playing well this year so far, Vrabel was the right choice. Not to age myself. We're going to be turning 40 next Saturday. Not to age myself, but, and that's a touchdown for the Patriots right there in the backfield. Not to age myself, but I mean, I spoke with Mark Vrabel, 20 plus years ago when he was a New England Patriot. I mean, that's how long ago that was. I mean, guy goes from player to then player on the Patriots won a couple of those Super Bowls, right? And now he's the coach of the Patriots. I mean, so great touchdown pass there over the top. Expect a lot of points today in the Saints Patriots again in that Cardinals Colts game for sure. Absolutely expect a lot of points today. Chris Janik, NFL Live. We're here. We're having fun. There's a lot of scoring today. This is, last week's action. Games weren't very close. Today's game's very exciting so far. 14-6 Patriots over the Saints. We'll put that in the chat, second quarter. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who your second or thirds are. I don't know who's available in your fantasy football league. I don't know if May's available anymore, but any of these guys, May or Daniel Jones or whatever's. I mean, some of these guys in the Patriots, the Colts quarterback. I mean, good seconds if they're still available. I doubt they are, but you never know. Colts are going to have to punt the football. Good hold by the Arizona Cardinals. Not a great one. I mean, Arizona Cardinals blew that game last week against the Titans. Not very good. If the Cardinals miss the playoffs by one game, they'll have themselves to blame for losing to the Tennessee Titans last Sunday. That should not have happened. Any given Sunday, though, in the NFL, Jets are still winless. I mean, New York Jets. I mean, you go from 4-win Aaron Rodgers to 0-6. Thought it could get any worse. Panthers run the football there. Got to get something going. Most important thing today. Yeah, well, listen, it could happen today for Daniel Jones on the bottom falling out. We'll see about that. I mean, I have to tell you, Tom, I mean, I can't get anything by you. When we talk about stuff, you're so well informed, and you're the ultimate sports and the ultimate pro wrestling fan and the ultimate Cubs and baseball fan. I mean, come on, so. Who do you think is going to win the World Series if you had to guess at this point? No, we got the Dodgers and the Brewers, got the Blue Jays there. Any thoughts? Blue Jays, have great offense. I mean, I'm not surprised where the Blue Jays are right now, so Dodgers, okay, we'll see. They have the greatest player in baseball, and we'll see. I think the Dodgers and Brewers series could be very pitching competitive. We could have some low-scoring games in that series, so I'll be watching a little bit of that for sure. We'll see. Chris Janik, C1 interview, covering Las Vegas and the world. We're here at NFL Live Week 6 reaction. Again, thumbnail is me with NFL Las Vegas Raiders over Mark Davis. We're having fun today. The games are scoring a lot here. Seattle's trying to get some points here. I think that's going to be a first down. If I had to guess, I think it is. See there. It's a nice bootleg. I think he ran for the first down there, Tom. I think he got that. Yeah, first and goal for the Seahawks. Seattle flying all the way from the Pacific Northwest, all the way up there, all the way down to the state of Florida, going through multiple time zones. Really tough games for the West Coast teams who have to play at 10 a.m. on the East Coast. When you spend all of your NFL season mostly on the West Coast, that has just got to be tough. And that's why we always think about these Florida teams at home. Sam Darnold so far, 4 for 7, 56 yards. Good rush there, by the way. And the Carolina Panthers are picking up that first down. They're approximately at the 30-yard line there. Thank you to the 8 in the room. Yeah. See if Cooper Kupp can get something here, by the way, on the Seahawks drive. Sam Darnold doing very well last couple of years. Isn't it interesting, Tom, how all these quarterbacks, they're with the New York Jets. They don't do very well. Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers is now having a resurgence with the Steelers. They all leave the Jets, and they have great years, and they make the playoffs. Like the years after, Geno, of course, had a couple good years with the Seahawks. We're struggling right now with the Raiders, but isn't it hilarious, like how that happens? I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like, look at the irony of these New York Jets quarterbacks. Even, of course, Brett Favre, who went from the Green Bay Packers to the New York Jets, then went to the Vikings and just missed being in the Super Bowl. All these guys who stop at the Jets and then they move on to another team. Like the next year or two, they're in the playoffs, or they're having, their resurgences. It's just unbelievable, It's just unbelievable. It's like, why can't they win in the New York Jets system? It's so crazy to me, Jets are going nowhere but the basement this year. Touchdown. Carolina Panthers over the top there. Nice spiral by Geno Smith. Have to give you credit. We weren't seeing that to Tadria McMullen, I believe. McMullen with the touchdown right there. Bryce Young 2 years ago could not throw that pass. And this year he can absolutely throw that pass. 10-9 Cowboys with a pending extra point. Yeah, I mean, they were in Tampa, so maybe they didn't. You make a good point. I have to check on that. Touchdown, 10-10 Panthers and touchdown Panthers. The Jets have some curse on them. There's no denying that. I used to watch a podcast with this guy who was a Jets fan. And he's like the most delusional guy. Everybody's hilarious. It's nice delusion. It's not fake delusion. But I used to watch this podcast, and when he would talk about the Jets, I just would laugh. And then other people, there'd be Dolphins fans on there, and his dad is a Dolphins fan. It's like the most hilarious thing on the face of the earth. Like, seriously. Good field goal by the Pittsburgh Steelers there. He barely made that one. Let's put those in the chat. We've been having too much fun talking here. Let's update the chat. Panthers 10, Cowboys 10, 6, Steelers 6, Browns 0. Dolphins are still winning 7-6. Yeah, I mean, point be told, though, is that it's like, Bryce Young is an underrated fantasy quarterback, No one saw Rodgers being good this year. Yeah, I mean, my opinion was, and this is what my thought was, is like, if you're taking Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback this year, as your fantasy football team, you're risking a ton. He could get injured and he'd be out for the season any minute. All he needs is one bad hit and that's it, I always think that sometimes some of these guys stay too long in the NFL, and for me personally, it's like, why is Rodgers still playing? He's got nothing to prove. I understand he's only got one Super Bowl, but it's like, we've got a 57-yard field goal by the Miami Dolphins, which is not good. No good on the field goal attempt. I'm a little ahead of you, Tom, I think. No good there on that freaking field goal at all, one bit. Rams are in the red zone against the Baltimore Ravens here at the 17-yard line. Second quarter, 10 minutes to halftime, 3-0 Ravens over the Rams. As I told you, the only reason the Rams are not going to win today is if they beat themselves up. I think if the Rams got to 17 points, they'd probably win today. Got Stafford there on a 2nd and 11. That could have been intercepted. Got a Rams wide receiver down on injury. Let's go through the scoreboard right now. Ravens 3, Rams 0, 10-10 Panthers, Cowboys 7-7, Cardinals and Colts 6-3 Jaguars over the Seahawks, 7-6 Dolphins over the Chargers. The Patriots are winning 14-6. And the Steelers are beating the Browns 6-0. That's your NFL scoring update. We're getting closer to halftime here. These are really quick games today. They're fun games, But we're looking at, very high scoring games so far today here. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, I think there's just too many graphics on the NFL screens and the sports screens today. The only graphic you literally should have is at the bottom of the screen. You should have the score of the game, the time, the down, and then you should have at the bottom, the smaller little tidbit thing where the scores and the stats are going below the screen. I mean, that is historically what football should be. All this other stuff going on, it's just not necessary. Or put it all on the bottom of the screen. Um, I want to see, I want to see everything, and I don't want to be distracted by much when I'm watching my football games. I agree with you. It's just crazy stuff. We're watching from across the world. NFL Live, Week 6, live here from Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting 50 minutes into the feed. Thank you so much for everybody who's in the room today. We're having such a freaking good time watching the NFL here. Week 6, fun stuff. 7-7, update Cardinals and Colts. The Colts have the football right now. And there's your interception. There's your interception, Tom, for Mr. Daniel Jones. Cardinals are going to have a short field right now. The breakdown may be starting today. Colts lose today. They just helped the Jaguars and the Texans. Titans, no chance. But Titans could beat the Raiders today, but no chance to win that division, none whatsoever. Saints have got the ball at midfield against the New England Patriots here, and they're going to move the football inside the 30, approximately 32-yard line. Yeah, I agree that it should be underneath the score, 100%. That's exactly where it should be. 100% agreed with you. They've made the graphics on the screen too complicated. I agree with you. It's like, why do you break the, it's like, we've been watching football since the 90s. I mean, we go back to the pre-cable days where you literally could watch 1 or 2 NFL games and you were hopeful that after that first game finished that you'd get a live look into the fourth quarter of your favorite team that maybe you weren't in their time range or whatever, Yeah. So it's just like, oh, gosh, Kyler Murray just threw it right back. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. So the Colts get the ball right back after that Daniel Jones interception. Kyler Murray just throws it right back. Colts have the football again, like inside their own 20. For what? I mean, if you got the Colts and the Cardinals defense, you both got interception points on your fantasy team right there today. Christian XC1 will be covering Las Vegas and the world. NFL Week 6, monitors right there, cameras right there. Having fun with you guys watching the football. I used to watch this stuff by myself and just have my own personal reactions inside my head. So why not just tell you out loud live? And we've been doing this since week 2, and we've been having a good reaction, and it's been fun. And I enjoy talking about all the other stuff, sports, Las Vegas, or whatever. Yeah. Very good, Tom. Very good. I mean, God, Listen, got to give Stafford credit. He did get his Super Bowl at least a couple years ago, with the Rams. You got to give him credit, At least he's still in there. He wants it still. Chargers are moving the ball. Chargers really need to find something this week after that loss last week to the Commanders. Got to get it moving if you're the Chargers this week. Dolphins really need a win today. Again, West Coast teams go into the Florida time range. It's just got to be difficult. Excuse me. It really has to be difficult. I tell you that all the time. It has to be difficult. Saints are inside the red zone here at the 7. Saints are down to the 2-yard line. Yeah, the Raiders need a win today. I mean, they got to get a win today, Tom. I agree with you on that. Gotta. See what the Chargers do here on 3rd and 8 against the Dolphins. Incomplete pass. I'm guessing the Chargers are going to kick a field goal here, 4th and 8. No touchdowns today so far. Saints are on a 3rd and goal here. He's just going to run it to the side, and he's going to get in there. That's an easy touchdown, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Hill, Mr. Taysom Hill on the tight end front. Touchdown, Saints. 14-12 Patriots. Let's see if they go. They're going to go for the extra point or kick the touchdown here. A lot of points today and going to be a lot of points in the Saints and the Patriots. If you're a weekly fantasy football owner on your weekly entries, if you put together a Saints, Patriots, and Cardinals Colts combination today, you might be doing well so far. See what the Jaguars can do. Trevor Lawrence is in the backfield. He's going to get sacked. 6-3 Jaguars over the Seahawks. Let's put that in the chat just for those of you who aren't aware of that score. Jaguars 6, Seahawks 3. Steelers may shut out the Browns today. I wouldn't be surprised by that. I think the Steelers probably need about like 20 points, and they probably win that game. TJ Watt had a good sack there on the Browns quarterback. Steelers defender. Oh, Sam Darnold. What a touchdown pass there to Jackson Smith. What a touchdown pass by Sam Darnold for the Seattle Seahawks. 9-6 Seattle over the Jaguars. He just threw it. That was a perfect man coverage, one-on-one. Receiver beats the defender there. What a great play by Sam Darnold right there. He just beat him. He just beat him. Great touchdown pass there. Kicks up and good. Seahawks 10, Jaguars 3. Just as I update that score, ladies and gentlemen, right? Panthers and Cowboys 10-10. 61-yard touchdown pass. Thank you for the statistic. Appreciate that, Tom. 61-yard touchdown pass right there for Sam Darnold. For those of you who have Sam Darnold as a fantasy backup this week, you must be happy if you got one of the teams that's not playing this week. You got to be happy about that. 3-3 Rams and Ravens right now. Ugly game. There was that announcer jinx, I guess. Yeah. You know what happens. That's hilarious. Excuse my French. That's hilarious. That is so hilarious. That's well said. That's well said. So freaking funny. Yeah, you talk about something. Oh, they're not doing anything. 61-yard touchdown pass, ladies and gentlemen. You know that it's like when you get up. It's like when you get up during the NFL game and you go to the fridge to get a drink or you get some food and you come back to the couch and your team just gave up a score. Or they scored and you're like, I just missed the best part of the whole game. You know, Ravens almost fumbled it there. They got that back. Yeah, if you have the Steelers defense today, you're probably doing well. You know, that was probably a good pick. You know, I think the Browns' victory over the Packers a couple of weeks ago was a fluke. You know, the Browns going to win more than 3 games this year? I don't think so. I think I saw some crazy statistic, Tom, based on like NFL contracts, like where the Browns are paying like 7 or 8 different salaries of different Browns quarterbacks. It was just hilarious. I'll have to find that meme for you if you didn't see that this week. It's pretty hilarious. You know, it's like these teams at the bottom that are just so bad every year. They're not moving up. It's like, it's like, got to get it moving along. Got to get it moving along. I know the Browns had one good season with Baker Mayfield, who's now with the Buccaneers, but it's just like, maybe the Browns should have just continued to keep Baker. I mean, looking back on that, again, another situation. A team that historically not doing well, not making the playoffs, their quarterback then goes to another team like the Jets and the Browns. They have these quarterbacks, they go to other NFL teams, and then they start winning, and they go to the playoffs. It's just incredible. Chris Shandek, C-Wide Review, covering Las Vegas and the World. NFL Week 6 is here. Thank you so much for everybody who's in the room right now. The Colts are in the red zone, and the Colts are going to get a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. And the Colts, Daniel Jones experiment continues, Tom. 13-7, Colts over the Cardinals now. That's a rushing touchdown. Yeah, I mean, that cap hit is just so huge, you know. I mean, that cap hit is just so huge. You know, you give these gigantic NFL contracts, you know, you're not doing well as a franchise in general. Why not just try to draft a quarterback, build a quarterback up, build a franchise quarterback, build something for the future, right? See, that's what I'd be doing. You know, instead you take a quarterback who had some success with a former team, you know, and it's like, you know, no good. You know, Joe Flacco, I mean, again, I know Flacco's now with the Bengals, but it's like, you know, Flacco, you know, led the Browns to the playoffs a few years ago, as you know. I mean, they had a good season. I mean, you know, Flacco came in, he did his job. I mean, it's amazing that Joe Flacco's still in the NFL. I mean, where the hell are we? Are we back in 2007? I mean, it's incredible, you know. It's incredible. Freaking incredible. You know, so. Panthers and Cowboys are 10-10 still. Yeah, I mean, you know, the reality is that, and this is what I think, you know, I love the NFL and I love football as much as you do. And, you know, I'll watch any sport, as you know. I love sports. I love talking with you about sports. The contracts are so big that sometimes I think the motivation is not there where it should be, you know. It's just, it's just the reality is that it's just like got to make more effort, you know. Don't be a contract player, be a team player, right? You know, be there for your team, try to win games. Some guys just want to make the money and go home. Hey, I want to play for a Super Bowl. I want to be in the big game. That's just me. Touchdown, Dallas Cowboys over the top there. Great spiral there by Dak Prescott to Jake Ferguson. If you got Jake Ferguson on your fantasy team, you just got 6 points, ladies and gentlemen, plus those yards and a reception. 16-10 Cowboys pending the extra point. Yeah, Cowboys and Panthers could be a high-scoring game too. Cowboys, Panthers, Saints, Patriots, and Cardinals, Colts have a chance to be really high-scoring games today. Back and forth, ladies and gentlemen. 14-13, by the way. Patriots over the Saints. The Saints opted to kick the extra point there. They didn't go for 2. That one's getting close to halftime. I mean, you know, here's my response to you in this regard. I think Joe Flacco is appreciative for the opportunity. I'm with you. I mean, I don't know. Do I want to take hits for the Cincinnati Bengals where, you know, the chances of making the playoffs are not very good? I don't know about that. I mean, again, if you love it, you love it. I mean, once it's over, it's over. Then you're in the broadcasting booth like Tom Brady or, you know, or Greg Olsen or the such. But I don't know. I mean, it just, to me, Joe Flacco still playing in the NFL to me is pretty crazy. You know, not a good snap there by the New England Patriots. And the Saints are going to hold them. That was a bad muff snap there on 4th and 7. Don't even get a chance there. Saints are going to get the ball back in midfield. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left till halftime. He didn't even hike it to him. He like threw it to his side. That's got to be the worst snap from a center I've seen in a long freaking time. That was ugly. Are the Steelers just going to win with field goals today? 9-0 now. Chris Boswell with a 48-yard field goal. If you have Chris Boswell, the Pittsburgh Steelers field goal, you've got already 3 for 3 on field goals today. Probably got somewhere between 9 to 11 points, depending on yardage in your fantasy football league. 9-0 Steelers over the Browns. Let's go through the scoring updates. 3-3 Rams Ravens, 14-7 Colts over the Cardinals, 10-9 Dolphins over the Chargers, 17-10 Cowboys over the Panthers, Seahawks 10, Jaguars 6, Patriots 14, Saints 13, 9-0 Steelers over the Browns. That snap is one of the worst snaps I've ever seen. That is as bad as, remember the butt fumble snap for the Jets or whatever it was? That is horrible. That is so bad. That is so bad. Nice field goal there by Patterson for the Miami Dolphins, 47-yard field goal, 10-9 Miami over the Chargers. Their Chargers can't afford to lose this game, in my opinion. So penalty flag there. What could the penalty flag be in that Rams-Ravens game? You know, Tom, I feel like the Rams realize again that if they get 17 points, they win today. It feels like they're not even playing. Wow. Penn State has just fired their head coach, James Franklin, in the middle of the season. They lost to UCLA last week. Not very good, as you know. Lost to Oregon the week before. Not good. Penn State, again, was predicted to be possibly in the college football playoff and win the national title. Had a great lineup. You know, middle of the season, you know, coaches getting fired. You know, I think that probably Florida will let Billy Napier play through his season, but he's not going to be back next year, I doubt. See if Florida can find some motivation against Mississippi State this week. Played great against Texas last week, but yeah, I mean, they're not even winning anymore. I mean, Penn State, though, was supposed to be, as you know, Tom, a national title contender this year. You can't lose to UCLA after they fire their head coach last week. That was a really bad loss. UNLV did beat UCLA this year, though. That was pretty incredible. Nice win in week 2 or 3 this year here in Vegas at Allegiant Stadium, home of our Las Vegas Raiders. Back to NFL action. Cardinals are moving the football a little bit against the Colts here. You know, thanks for the updates, by the way. It's great. Is there an injury to who got hurt for the Cardinals, Tom? Someone's on the sideline, I think. I can't tell. Okay, thank you for the update on that. It's very odd to see a holding on a punt return, but you know, you usually see like block in the back or an offsides or kick catching interference or something like that. I thought that was just kind of weird. Listen, you know, under the new college football system, as you know, you can afford to lose a couple of games. So coaches have got a little more, you know, space for losses. But here's the point again: if you're not winning games consecutively, if you lose 2 or 3 games during the NFL in the college football year, you're not going to that playoff. But it's just like you can't lose to UCLA. Like you just can't lose to UCLA. So I think a lot of people. I know Lane Fobbs, who I do that college football segment with. You know, we were talking about it for weeks about James Franklin getting fired and getting judged and all that stuff, and when it was coming, and obviously that he needed to win games this year. And you know, that amount of talent on that Penn State football team too, again, is, you know, not where they should be right now, obviously, as you know, not where they should be. Chris Shandak, we're talking everything NFL, some college football, some other stuff today, some baseball a little bit. Tom, my best friend in the world here in Vegas, is pro wrestling fan, the greatest ever. It's giving me some info in the chat box, keeping me informed of stuff I can't see here from the monitors. We're having a good time. NFL Week 6. Hope your fantasy team's doing well. Hope you're having fun with your friends watching NFL wherever you are in the United States, across the world. Earlier today in London, the Broncos beat the Jets 13-11. Jets are still 0-6. No wins yet for the New York Jets. Nice run there for the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are currently driving against the Indianapolis Colts. Dislocated finger, unfortunately, for Harrison Jr. for the Cardinals right now. Marvin Harrison Jr. The great, of course, Marvin Harrison, former Indianapolis Colts wide receiver, right? Playing in the league now. See if the Cardinals can do something here. They're at the approximate 28-yard line of the Colts. It's a run up the middle. Bad loss for the Cardinals last week against the Titans. Really got to get to 3-3 if you're the Cardinals today. Colts can afford to lose a game, but Cardinals really need it more today than the Colts do. But it's always nice to see two good offensive play. I love offensive teams play. Again, snooze fest in Baltimore today. 3-3 Rams and Ravens playing. 3rd and 3 here for the Rams at their own 16-yard line. Stafford's in the pocket here. Stafford's going to complete that. Oh, he dropped it. God, bad football. It's like a preseason football game here in Baltimore, Tom, between the Rams and the Ravens. I think the Ravens are just convinced again, I can get 10, 13, 17 points and I can win today. They're not even playing. They're just walking through this game, unfortunately. That's how you lose games, but the Ravens don't have much offense, so it's just kind of let's just stalemate them until we get into that red zone and get down there, right? So good luck, Baltimore Ravens. It's going to be a long season, unfortunately, I think. Timeout on the field against the Saints and the Patriots. The Saints are trying to get the lead here. I wouldn't be surprised, Tom, if the Saints beat the Patriots today. Saints played great against the Giants last week. Saints have got something. Listen, a lot of people thought the Saints were going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. You got to give them credit. They're playing hard. They're playing hard. They got destroyed by Seattle. In week 3, whatever it was, right? They're playing hard. I got to give them credit. Saints are not giving up on themselves. I agree with you on that front. NFL Week 6 live here from Las Vegas. We're doing the early games today. We'll be here till the end of the early games. So these NFL 7 games are done. Cardinals are going to have a 3rd and a 3rd and 15 coming up. I remember a couple of years ago, Tom, the walk-off win between I think the Ravens just fumbled the punt. Did the Ravens fumble the punt? They sure did. And there's that stalemate I was just talking with you about, right? The Rams are going to get that turnover, and now they're going to have a short field. They're going to have that short field, and they're not going to be able to get some points. Jaguars are moving the football now against the Seattle Seahawks. It's 10-6 Seahawks against the Jaguars. That game is in Jacksonville. Let's see here. The spammers are on full force today. If you spam, you'll just get deleted immediately. So thank you, spam bots. They love this room for some reason. They just love spamming the stuff, and we just delete it immediately, of course. Keep at it, spam bots. Cardinals 2nd and 8 from about, don't know. That was almost picked up. That was a bad pass by Kyler Murray. Got a 3rd and 8 coming up for the Cardinals. They're near the red zone. If they're not in the red zone, I can't tell, actually. Didn't see on the last play there. Ooh! Almost, Trevor Lawrence almost got hit back. The Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, almost got hit in the backfield there. That wasn't very good. I think the Saints, are the Saints going to settle for a field goal here? I think so. Let's see. I think they're in the field goal range. Yeah, they're close to it. They got to be settling for a field goal. Just missed one there. If you're the Saints, got to catch that football, number 12. Just missed that one. 38-yard field goal attempt for the New Orleans Saints here. That kick is good. 16-14 Saints over the Patriots now. That's a fun game, Tom, right there. That is a fun game. That's an offensive game right there, ladies and gentlemen. Marvin Harrison Jr. for the Arizona Cardinals has gone to the locker room. Thank you for that update. Trevor Lawrence with a nice run there. Did he get it? It's going to be close for that first down. Did he get it? I can't tell. What's the... They're going to measure that? I don't know. It was pretty close. Wow. Freaking Rams couldn't do anything, I guess, on that front. God, if the Ravens beat the Rams today, that would be like... That'll be the upset of the day if that happens. I mean, God, Rams are not playing well against the Ravens right now. 3-3, but man, not playing well. Cowboys lead the Panthers 17-10. It's an update on that. There's 44 seconds of the half there remaining. Ooh! You have to watch. Oh, gosh, no! You got to watch that replay in the Panthers-Cowboys game, Tom, where the Panthers wide receiver threw it to another wide receiver, and then there's a fumble, I think, on the play, and then there's a penalty flag. Oh, my gosh, they got it back, it looks like, but that was incredibly hilarious. You got to watch that on the replay there. It's like he lateraled it to him, and then it's like, what are you doing? Get down! What are you doing? No good. That was incredibly hilarious. Bad. That's as bad. I mean, that was fun at least. The snap in the snap in that other game was just, that snap was terrible. The snap in the Patriots game was terrible. I mean, that was bad. That's some funny stuff. Refs are still on the field talking about this Panthers and Cowboys play. I have no idea what's going on. Let's see what they say here. I think that was pretty funny. So there's also a penalty on the Panthers. It's going to be third down. It's like you're not on the final play of the NFL half, right? Like, this is not the let's lateral it 50 times and pitchy woo woo, as Scott Van Pelt of ESPN says, right? And Stanford Steve. We're not pitchy woo wooing here with the last play of the half, right? It's like you're in the middle of a game. There's still 30 seconds left. It's not the last play of the half. It's not the last play of the game. It's not the last play. It's like all on the football. It's like, trying to get some points here at least. You're in the second quarter. Like let's have smart coaching. Let's have smart playing. Let's strategically play. Let's not try to do too much. Or the Carolina Panthers, right? Got to know who you are too. Ravens are inside the 4-yard line here. Yeah, they have 2 timeouts. Well said. It's like, what are you doing? No pitchy woo woo. No pitchy woo woo. Those of you who watch SportsCenter with Stanford Steve and Scott Van Pelt on Monday nights know what I'm talking about with pitchy woo woo, by the way. No pitchy woo woo. Derrick Henry today has 33 rushing yards for anyone who has got Derrick Henry on their fantasy team. Nice job, Jacksonville Jaguars. You're going to have a false start penalty there, 2 minutes to the half. Let's see what the Ravens can do here. Ravens are trying to run it through. Ravens are going to be at the 1 yard line. Wouldn't it be incredible if the Ravens fumbled the ball here at the 1 yard line? You know, this is going to be one of the best scoring opportunities for the Ravens today. You know, wouldn't that be incredible? Hope I'm not jinxing the Ravens here, but we'll see in a minute. Chris Yandeck, C1 interview, NFL, Week 6. We're here live, Las Vegas. We're doing the early games today, all 7 of them currently going on. We greatly appreciate it. Got my main man, Tom, here in the chat. My boy, my brother from another mother, as Hulk Hogan used to say. Right? We're watching the NFL games. We're having a good time. We're rooting for his fantasy team as well. So, having a good time. I don't think the Ravens got it there on that 2nd and goal. They have nothing. I mean, come up with a decent run play there at least. Have a halfback dive. The Ravens didn't get this. It would be hilarious. But we'll see. 3rd and goal coming up for the Ravens. Trevor Lawrence in the backfield here throwing on 2nd and 11. I don't think they caught it on 3rd and goal either. Oh my God. Did the ball come out? Did they fumble? No, is the play going to be whistled dead? No, it's going to be 4th and goal. This is hilarious. Come on. I mean, damn Baltimore Ravens. That's incredible. I'm guessing they're going for it, right? They got nothing to lose. Be a pretty incredible stop for the Rams here. I don't know. Do you take the points? Do you not feel like... Do you take the points on 4th and goal here? Looks like they're staying on the field. God. Not good. Not very good at all. Not very good. Gosh. They're not giving it to Henry because they forgot who the best player on their NFL team is. That's why. Sometimes I just, again, I get it. All of us are here in the cheap seats. We can all make comments, but some of us actually know this stuff. Like, some of this stuff is common football 101, my opinion. So, just unbelievable. Carolina Panthers are attempting a very long field goal attempt, and that kick's going to be good. Fitzgerald with a 55-yard field goal attempt, Tom. It is 17-13 Cowboys over the Panthers. All right, 4th and goal here. Let's see. They didn't get it. They did not get it. The Rams have held the Ravens on that one. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I mean, that is some of the worst coaching I have seen in a long time. I don't mean to be rude, but that is some of the worst coaching I have seen in a long time. Ravens hold the Rams, 3-3. Listen, I'm all about positivity, ladies and gentlemen, but when you're at the 1-inch yard line, you give that ball to Henry on 2nd and goal or 3rd and goal, not 4th and goal. That's just giving up. That's vanilla offense right there. And by the way, that's the difference between teams who win football games and teams who don't. Rams are probably just going to need the football here, I imagine. Rams are just going to need the football. Have to be needing the football, I imagine. 3-3. Dolphins are trying to move the football. Long pass right there from Tua. Who caught that football? No idea there. Number 17. Who is that? Tyreek? That is Tyreek. Nice catch by Tyreek Hill there. Is that Tyreek? Or am I missing something? Sorry, Tom. You got to help me there. I have to admit, I don't know who that was. Dolphins have got to get some points here. I knew Tyreek was injured. I knew that was wrong. Yeah, thank you. I'm like, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, Tyreek is injured, unfortunately. I knew that wasn't right. Patriots over the top there for the touchdown before the half. But there's a flag. See what the flag is in the Patriots and Saints game. Could have been Waddle. Whoever number 17 is for the Dolphins. I have to admit, I don't know that, and I should. See what the penalty flag is here in the Patriots and Saints game. That touchdown may not count. Do the Browns have some life? Looks like the Browns actually have some life here before halftime. Potentially. I think they have the football, right? Well, we'll see. Dolphins have no timeouts here. 4th down. You got to kick the field goal, no? Get your field goal kicker on. Dolphins are going to hurry here. They should be able to get this off. They got plenty of time. Take your time. 7. See if the Finns can get a score before the half here. Kick is up. That's good. Dolphins go to the half, leading the Chargers 13-9. Good effort right there by the Miami Dolphins. You know, Tom, I don't get the Los Angeles Chargers, right? You win in Brazil against the Chiefs week 1. But since then, you know, I don't know, like what's going on with the Chargers? I mean, not playing well the last couple of weeks. Chargers could be 3-3 today. I mean, you had a chance to get a leg up on the Kansas City Chiefs in that division, and you're just blowing it. Dolphins 13, Chargers 9, halftime in Miami. Yeah, penalty on the Saints. That's going to make a touchdown for the Patriots. Yep, the Browns do have some life here. Let's see. Almost caught there. 3rd and 12 coming up for the Browns. I think you got to kick the field goal. I think you got to kick the field goal here. I know a guy also who's like on that same podcast with that Jets guy who's a huge Chargers fan. I mean, he's like got to be the biggest Chargers fan in the whole world. He'll be so mad if they lose today. I know that. At least the Browns are going to get on the board here, potentially. See if that field goal attempt is good. They got it. It's halftime. Steelers 9, Browns 3. That'd be a pretty bad loss if the Steelers lost today. I just don't think can the Browns get 10 points? We'll see. See, like when you're Aaron Rodgers, I think that you just kind of play through these weeks where you don't try to be too sexy and you just try to win these games, right? Because a win's a win in the NFL. Obviously, you want to do well, but you kind of try to preserve yourself, right? For the, you know, and if you're the Steelers, you can't like take the foot off the gas, but at the same time, you have to know who you're playing every week, I guess. 38 points already in the Patriots and Saints game. It's New England 22, Saints 16. That game is going to halftime. Looks like they're just going to walk off the field. I don't get the Saints. You have 3 timeouts and you're close to midfield. Why wouldn't you try to score some points there? You know? Well, I think they're playing it cool today if the Steelers only have 9 points. That's my opinion. You know. Hail Mary here for the Arizona Cardinals. He's got it up in the air. He's got a chance. Nope. Incomplete pass. Colts 14. Cardinals 10 going to the half. Got a 50-yard field goal attempt here by the Jacksonville Jaguars kicker. Not good. Oh, that was that the E? That was no good. Yeah, 13-6 Jaguars losing to the Seahawks. All right, well, we're all at halftime of all 7 games, which, by the way, doesn't usually happen. Let's go through the numbers. Rams 3, Ravens 3. Ravens should have some more points. 14-10, Colts and Cardinals. Dolphins are winning 13-9. 17-13, Panthers losing to the Cowboys. And, of course, again, Steelers 9, Browns 3. I think and of course, the Seahawks are beating the Jaguars 13-6. I think what we liked about the first half right now, right? We got all these games that are very close and they're all within like one score, right? We're going to have a really exciting set of fourth quarter, games here, I think, today in this early window, but here's the point. It's like if you're on first down, right, and I've got 3 timeouts, Tom, and you've already know that the Patriots defense isn't playing well today, then I try to make a couple of passes so I can try to get in the field goal range. I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of giving up. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I get that the Patriots had timeouts too, but to me, that was kind of a give-up moment. And if I'm the 1-4 New Orleans Saints, right? If I'm the 1-4 New Orleans Saints, I want to try to capitalize as much as I possibly can on getting some of those scores. That's just my opinion. That is my opinion. You may have a different opinion, but it's just like when you're 1-4, and if you're not winning today, you probably don't have any chance of making the playoffs, right? I want to maximize that as much as I possibly can, I want to maximize that. And so kind of disappointing how the New Orleans Saints ended the half there. That's just my opinion, but, good luck. We'll see what happens. Again, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Listen, if the Saints win today, then I'll eat my words and I'll eat my shoe. You know what I'm saying? If the Saints win today, I'll eat my shoe. But to me, I would have at least tried one more attempt downfield, try to get midfield, get that moving along, and all that stuff. Christian, XCY interview. All 7 NFL games are at halftime right now. We have some really good ones today. The snoozer of the day is the Los Angeles Rams are at halftime against the Baltimore Ravens, 3-3. Rams, you cannot lose today. Los Angeles Rams, you have been given every opportunity to win today. I think the 1st to 13 is going to win that game in the second half. So if you're a Rams or Ravens fan today, I have sympathy for you, ladies and gentlemen, because your quarterbacks are doing nothing today, and there are no scores in that game. And if you have any Rams or Ravens players, except for those defenses and those kickers, you have had nothing going on today. So, if you're the Ravens or Rams defense, you're hoping for a low-scoring game, obviously, in the second half, but on your fantasy team, but not looking good. Not looking good one bit, So, teams that probably need to win today, I think, in this group, Arizona, right? The Miami Dolphins, right? Those are the teams that probably need to win the most, I think. Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers winner needs to win today, right? But again, you're treading along that 1-4 to 1-5 line. You're not making the playoffs. You get to 2-4, you finish 7-4, you're 9-8. You got a chance to get that wild card spot, that 7 seed. So, but you fall to 1-5. I don't see you finishing 8-3. Sorry. I don't see it. I do not see it. Do not see it one bit. Do not see it one bit. It's rare that we have these that we have all the games at halftime at the same time, but feels like they're moving along really fast today. Got a lot of points on the field, but seems like we're moving along really fast, you know. So again, I guess, you know, also the point be told is the Steelers probably need to win today too. I mean, you can't afford to lose the Cleveland Browns. You know, you got all the luck in the world going on right now. So let's just go over, you know, quickly. I want to review something today. Let's look at something quickly here. I want to go over something. Just want to take a look at something here while we're waiting for the games to get back in session. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're the Steelers, you make a 2-game stretch today by getting to 4-1, right? The Colts and the Jaguars. I mean, to me, that's impressive, but I still think I like the Colts for sure, right? In that division, still, I think the Colts are playing well, but that'll be interesting to see how that goes down the stretch. Denver, I think, is the most impressive thing right now, right? Denver's 4-2. I don't think anybody expected Denver to be 4-2 at this point. No, you know, I think that's kind of surprising, right? I don't think anybody expected Denver to be 4-2 on the NFL season and leading that division at this point. So, Coach C1 interview NFL Live, Week 6 here in Las Vegas, all that good stuff. So, you know, Philadelphia losing to the Giants kind of opens the door for the Cowboys, right? Kind of opens the door for the Cowboys if they can win today a little bit. I know that the Eagles beat the Cowboys Week 1. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting where we are. Let's just go over some other things today while we're waiting for the second half. I agree with you that it is the Colts divisions to lose, Tom. You know, listen, Bills got to bounce back tomorrow night against the Falcons. I think you would agree with that. I think they will. I think the Bills will be motivated tomorrow night. You know, Commanders could do something. Commanders could beat the Bears. They could do something. Philly's got a lot of problems. So, you know, that's basically what it is right now, right? So there's some opportunities tomorrow for the Commanders and the Bills to move along, I think, you know, so we'll see what happens. I mean, looking forward to seeing that Commanders game tomorrow and the Bills Falcons. That'll be fun. You know, the Eagles need to play the Jets right now. That would resolve a lot, right? That would absolutely resolve a lot. God, New York Jets, New York Football Jets. You know, the reality of what it comes down to is that, you know, when you're a fan of certain franchises, you know, the Patriots, the Dolphins, got to feel better about themselves. I mean, Jets just not looking very good. Next Sunday, got another NFL London game. Rams, Jaguars, ladies and gentlemen. That should actually be a really good game. That's actually worth getting up for. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 a.m. here in Las Vegas next week. The Rams and the Jaguars. I will be looking forward to watching some of that for sure. Finally, we get some second half games. The Ravens are kicking off to the Rams. The Rams are going to have the ball first here. Rams have got to try to do something here to get this moving along. We'll see what happens. Again, I've told you all day, it's the snoozer of the day. The loser of the snoozer would be the Ravens and the Rams. 3-3 right now. 3-3 right now, so we'll see. Panthers and Cowboys have started the second half, which is really nice. Nice pass up there by Bryce Young to start the second half and get the blood flowing, ladies and gentlemen. Horn with a catch for the Carolina Panthers. They're already moving down the field. We're going to get some points there quickly. Let's see what Matthew Stafford can do here. Matthew Stafford has finally woken up and decided that this is a football game today, ladies and gentlemen, throwing across the field there. And the Rams are already at midfield against the Ravens. Finally, we're getting some movement in some of these NFL games a little bit here to start the second half. Good pass there by the Rams, by Matthew Stafford. They're at midfield. Stafford's going to be in the back of the pass here again. There's a throw over the middle. They're at the approximately now 47, 48-yard line. I think the Rams have realized that if they could just get a couple points on the board, they're going to win this game. You know, I think they realize that. So Stafford is 10 of 17 for 108 yards right now. Third and 3 coming up for the Rams here. Got to get the first down here if you're the Rams. You're going to punt to the Ravens again? Are you really going to punt to the Ravens again? And on a side note, happy birthday to my mother today. It's October 12th. Happy birthday, Mom, if you're watching this. She likes football. She watches the Gators a bunch. Not much NFL, though. But she still watches the Gators. Grew up with that. The Rico Dowdle for the Carolina Panthers with a touchdown today. Thank you, Tom. 19-17 now, Carolina Panthers beating the Cowboys. You got to admit, no one was expecting the Carolina Panthers to be like this year. This is not your father's Carolina Panthers. I mean, they are playing very well right now. Playing very well. Playing very well. So. I'm beyond surprised, honestly, to tell you the truth, how good the Carolina Panthers are playing this year. 20-17, Panthers over the Cowboys. Let's put that in the chat. That is noteworthy. He was wide open. Might be time to start thinking about putting some of these Carolina Panthers wide receivers on your bench if they're still available. Going to be a penalty flag there in the Rams-Ravens game? Nope. Wow, the Rams can't get anything done there. No good. Chargers are moving the football a little bit. They're in the second half against the Dolphins. You don't have to know a lot about football, Jam Brett. Here's what you have to know. Plays either go with runs or passes, and that's it. And you try not to commit penalties along the way. And if you throw the ball to the other team, well, then the other team has the ball. And then they get to run and throw the ball. And then there's some kicking in between. And hopefully you don't bink and doink and donk it, as Tom would say. They're going for it. The Rams are going for it here. Wow, what a pass. He caught it, but there's a flag on the play. Offensive pass interference, maybe? See what the penalty flag is. He caught that one. That was pretty impressive. What's the penalty flag, though? Any idea? Oh, I just realized that that some of the NFL players, of course, are now wearing the pink shoes for the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, by the way. Just in case you were wondering why they were wearing pink shoes and all the such. I guess there wasn't a penalty. I guess or it was on the Ravens. That was odd. Okay, Rams first and goal here. Getting back to normalcy. Rams get the touchdown. And there is that gap play that we were waiting for. And the Rams have decided that it's finally a football game. Kyren Williams, the Rams running back, scored a touchdown. 9-3 now, pending the extra point. I don't think the Ravens are going to score the rest of the day. That's just my opinion. I think this game is pretty much already over. If I'm the Rams, I'm just trying to get first downs and get some points. They're not scoring much anymore. Tough year for the Ravens. What's everyone doing this weekend aside from this? I am going to go watch some of that Crown Jewel replay, though, Tom. I will do that later tonight. I've got the feeds. I'm going to go watch some of the Crown Jewel replay tonight. That should be interesting. It's kind of hard to get up for a pay-per-view in Australia at 5 a.m. in the United States of America yesterday. You know what I mean? It's like just so early in the morning. It's like I understand time range changes and all those kinds of things, but man, like tough to get up at 5 a.m., you know. Tough to get up at 5 a.m. Just have every pay-per-view in Vegas. I mean, put them all at Allegiant Stadium. It's just, you know, I know I'm selfish, but I love pro wrestling and you do too. So it's like, you know. Did you see the thing, Tom, by the way, where Kevin Nash was talking about how supposedly under the TKO management that the royalties, right, the royalty and the royalty paychecks were different, and Kevin Nash was not happy about it. He's actually going to like look into this about like, you know, all the residuals that these guys are supposed to get, right, off all the merchandise and the stuff and for their likeness. He said like the paycheck was literally like half the money or whatever. I'm gonna be interesting to follow that. And I was like, you know, I don't know anything about it, but it seems like an interesting concept. You know, some of these guys, as you know, besides fan conventions and the such, you know, this is their livelihood and their living. So I know nothing about the WWE residuals. It's always been an interesting conversation, but interesting to see what Nash says about this and what we learn about it for sure. I was never a big Kevin Nash fan, and I'm sure you weren't either, but you know, you got to give the guy credit. He does have some interesting things to say sometimes, you know. I think I like Kevin Nash post pro wrestling career more than I like Kevin Nash current wrestling career, right? You know. So, never was a Kevin Nash fan. Or a Diesel fan, of course, for that nature. He had to be. Nobody in the history of pro wrestling probably was better at politics than Kevin Nash. I mean, come on. I mean, we know that Kane is the mayor, I believe, of Knoxville, Tennessee. Is he still the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee? I don't know. He was, as you know. I mean, you know, Kane is a real life politician, but it's just like, you know, and of course, Jerry Lawler ran to be the mayor of Memphis multiple times, and that didn't happen. But you know, it's just like greatest politician in pro wrestling history in the pro wrestling locker room, Kevin Big Sexy Nash. No denying it. Back to football, ladies and gentlemen. The Seattle Seahawks are scoring a touchdown. Cooper Kupp, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got Cooper Kupp on your fantasy football team, you're doing well right now. 19-6 Seahawks over the Jaguars. Yeah, I mean Hogan too. I mean, But to me, the Clique, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Kevin Nash, and the such, they got a lot of preferential treatment. Scott Hall also, but I hear what you're saying, sure. But then Hogan aligned with those guys when he went to World Championship Wrestling. So, I don't know. To me, those guys always got favorable treatment and got better matches and pushes, a lot of them, for the most part. Well, here's my response to you. It's week 6, and if people are injured, well, you never know. What's everyone doing this weekend? Anything fun? Let us know in the comments section. Besides watching football with us, thank you for being here. Week 7 of the NFL Live is continuing to move forward here. I think the Cardinals are in the red zone. The Patriots are back. It's 13-9 Miami. Tom, it's always those 1%ers, those people who put these weird rosters together who end up winning, So reality is that it's always those weird people who have the players that are owned like 1%, and you're the ones who are winning. Ladd McConkey for the Chargers just caught a touchdown pass. It's now 15-13 Chargers. Patriots are trying to move the ball against the Saints. Yeah, we do have Bound for Glory tonight. You are right about that. And the Cardinals get a touchdown. Trey McBride with the touchdown from Kyler Murray. That puts the Cardinals back up on the Colts. 16-14 pending that extra point. This group is just going by fast. They're high-scoring games, but we're already like all the way through the middle of the third quarter, which is absolutely incredible. Rams have the ball again, and the Rams get another touchdown. I told you, Tom, that the Rams got to 17 points. I thought they would win. Tyler Higbee, the tight end, gets the touchdown there. I believe Tyler Higbee, if I'm not mistaken, played his college football at Western Kentucky. I may be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. 16-3 Rams over the Ravens with pending extra point there. Patriots going to have to kick a field goal. If I'm the Patriots, I'd probably go for a field goal here. That's my opinion. $17-3 Rams over the Ravens. Oh, Baltimore Ravens. It was ugly last week against the Houston Texans, and it's about to be ugly this week against the Los Angeles Rams. Steelers, you better win today. Pittsburgh Steelers. This is your chance to really get ahead in that AFC North division. And the Patriots are going to kick that field goal, as I said they would. 22-16, now 25-16 Patriots over the Saints. Steelers got a 3rd and 4 here, 12 minutes left there. They're only at their 27-yard line. Incomplete pass. They're going to give the ball back to the Browns. The Ravens need a miracle, Tom. What the Ravens need is they need a miracle. They need a miracle. It just goes to show you, though, how some teams literally are. I understand when you lose your quarterback that is a lot, but it shows you the value of having a good backup quarterback, right? I don't know. That's just my opinion, right? So Yeah, you want that. You want that franchise quarterback, and no doubt Lamar Jackson is one. But got to have a good backup. Carolina Panthers are still beating the Dallas Cowboys 20-17 and have the ball again. Pretty incredible if the Ravens were able to beat the Cowboys today. What are our thoughts, Tom, on Trevor Lawrence at this point? Is he still a starting quarterback in the NFL? Yay, nay? Not looking good today against Seattle. What are our thoughts? I mean, I don't know. I get that they have a good record so far, but he just still, I mean, I feel like he's just missing some pieces still. Like, even at this date, it's like there's something about him that's just not very reliable sometimes, you know? The Jaguars are 4-1 on the NFL season, but Trevor Lawrence against Patrick Mahomes, in the playoffs, or Josh Allen in the playoffs. I'm not taking Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? I'm not taking him in the playoffs. They beat Justin Herbert and the Chargers a few years ago, but it's like I'm not taking him against prime quarterbacks still. That's my point to you. It's like I feel like he's still a step behind all these other guys, like Lamar Jackson even, and Lamar Jackson's healthy. I'm not taking Trevor Lawrence against that. But he's not looking very good on this series against the Seahawks. Seahawks beating the Jaguars today 20-6 right now. Steelers are punting the football, giving the ball back to the Cleveland Browns. See what the Cleveland Browns are able to do here. Anything? No. Browns are at their own 35-yard line. It's 9-3 in the third quarter. Steelers beating the Browns right now. Was there no roughing the kicker there for the Steelers? Looking at that replay, I think that's contact that was not intentional, unintentional contact. I guess what you call that. No penalty there for the Steelers. Browns at the football. Let's see if the Browns can get something going. And by the way, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Tom predicts the Dodgers will win the World Series. We'll see what the Brewers have to say about that. Looking forward to that. Oh, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. Interception by Tua. The Chargers are going to have a short field. The Chargers are beating the Dolphins 16-13. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. Tough year for the Dolphins right now so far. 1-4, can't fall to 1-5 today. That turnover does not help. And it gets uglier for the Ravens. 17-3 Rams over the Ravens right now. I think the Rams pretty much, I'm going to declare that Rams winning today. I mean, it's early still in the third quarter, but I think the Rams, of all the teams that are playing right now, most likely to win. Chargers moving the football against the Dolphins, making it look easy right now, unfortunately. Chargers are at the 6-yard line of the Dolphins. Going to be first and goal, close to a second down before the first and goal, excuse me. I agree with you, Tom. I think it's, as sad as it is to say, it's time for the Dolphins. Listen, looks like the Dolphins are going to be a top 5 draft pick. I mean, will they go for a quarterback? I mean, that's on them, but I'll have to wait and see, I guess. Steelers got the ball back against the Browns. No surprise. Steelers are inside the red zone. They're going to beat the Browns today, it looks like. They get a touchdown here. It's going to be kind of tough. Rodgers looks pumped with those 9 points on the board. He looks freaking excited to be out there with those 9 points. Christian XT1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. Week 6 of the NFL. We are getting through this one very quickly, it looks like. Dolphins and Chargers got a couple minutes of the fourth quarter. You know, there was the roughing the kicker, so that was a penalty. All right, so I thought there wasn't, so thank you for that. So the Browns didn't get the football back because of that. Got it. All right, that's why the Steelers have the football. Makes sense now. Thank you. The NFL Red Zone didn't explain that very well here. 8 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter there in the Browns and the Steelers. See if Aaron Rodgers can get his first touchdown of the day here. And he can. Very good call on my part. I just jinxed the Cleveland Browns there. Touchdown Aaron Rodgers to Connor Hayward, the Pittsburgh Steelers tight end. That makes it 15-3 Steelers over the Browns. Steelers looking to get to 4-1 on the NFL season and control that AFC North division. You know, looking good right now. Aaron Rodgers not looking great again with the New York Jets. Goes over the Steelers. Steelers are on their way to being 4-1 on the NFL season. It's still early in the third quarter, but Browns got to get something going. Good pass. I mean, that's a hard pass. Aaron Rodgers still has something left in the tank with that one. Extra point is good. 16-3 Steelers over the Browns. That is in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field. We love the ketchup, ladies and gentlemen. Colts are getting close to that. Colts are going to kick a field goal. That kick is good. 17-17 Colts and Cardinals. That will probably go down to the last couple of minutes. 4 minutes left there in the third quarter. Haven't heard much from the Colts and Cardinals game. Saints got the football here against the Patriots. Patriots up 9, but Saints are moving the football a little bit here. Let's see if the Saints get a touchdown, Tom, and make this one interesting. How do you give up 15 touchdowns on 12 drives? Is that Steeler? Is that Steiner math? Yeah, I don't get that either. Do not get that one bit. I mean, I don't know. Do defensive touchdowns count in that aspect? I have no idea. Let's put the score updates, some of the score updates in the chat just for our followers. Colts 17, Cardinals 17, Steelers 16, Steelers 16, Browns 3. Seattle is looking pretty good today, though. I have to give credit to Sam Darnold. It's like, you know, again, New York Jets not happening, goes other places, it's starting to happen. They're playing well today. Ravens have finally got a chance here, it looks like. They're at the 37 of the Rams. They must score on this drive. And got a chance, first down there. You better score. Mark Andrews, the former Oklahoma Sooners tight end, with the catch there for the Baltimore Ravens. Andrews was a great tight end in the college football days for Oklahoma. Moving the ball there. Christianic C1 review, NFL Live, Week 6. Where are you in the world? What are you doing today? Thanks for joining us here. For those of you who are watching the live, thank you. For those who are watching the replay, thank you as well. We're getting through the games really quickly today. Oh my God, did they fumble? They sure did. The Ravens just fumbled the football, ladies and gentlemen, and the Rams are, no good for the Baltimore Ravens. If you thought it couldn't get any worse, it just literally did. Ravens fumble the football. Rams have the ball back, 17-3 Rams over the Ravens. If I'm the Rams, I'm just running the football. I'm throwing simple passes. I'm getting to that fourth quarter, and I'm running this clock out because the Ravens have nothing here today. Again, very, very sad season so far for the Ravens. But again, it just goes to show you how much one player on one team really makes a difference. It really shows you that with Lamar Jackson not playing. Interception, fumble. What is the call on the field there? What's the call on the field in the Saints-Patriots game, Tom? Did he catch it and then did he fumble? I guess they're debating whether he had possession there, right? I guess they're going to say that was an incomplete pass, no? Gosh. And Tua just got really, what do we call that? What do we call that in pro wrestling terms, Tom? Like, just got freaking plowed over, literally plowed. You know, that's like the Jim Duggan four-legged press right there, right? Incomplete pass for the Steelers. I mean, he got rammed. Cowboys moving the football here against the Panthers, and the Cowboys are going to get a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who it is? It's George Pickens for Tom's fantasy football team, ladies and gentlemen. Touchdown, George Pickens. (23-20). Cowboys over the Panthers. Yes, spear. There you go. Thank you. The Goldberg spear. Thank you. I was looking for that. Of course, Bill Goldberg, a former Atlanta Falcons football player, famous pro wrestler. Thank you. Very good. I was looking for the word, Tom. You know, it's World Championship Wrestling has been gone for too long, as you know, and forget some of those terminologies. You know, it's been almost 25 freaking years. I mean, it's sad to say that, you know. 34-yard catch for George Pickens there from Dak Prescott. Gives the Dallas Cowboys the lead again against the Carolina Panthers. 23-20 with the pending extra point there. Cardinals and Colts are still 17-17. That game is getting toward the fourth quarter as well. See if the Browns can do anything here on this drive, down 16-3 against the Steelers. They need a first down here, obviously, on the 3rd and 1. They are going to get a first down. Steelers are at midfield. Browns, excuse me. Browns at midfield against the Steelers. 16-3 Steelers there. Cardinals are moving the ball again against the Colts. They're at like the 12-yard line. They're in the red zone. 17-17 Colts and Cardinals. A lot of exciting games here in this 7-game stretch here of NFL Week 6 early games. He stepped out of bounds there, obviously, so they'll put it at the correct yard marker for the Browns. Back to the Cardinals and the Colts here inside the 12-yard line. I understand how you lose to the Titans, but then you beat the Colts on the road every given Sunday, any given Sunday in the NFL, I guess. See what the Cardinals do here. Okay. Cardinals, touchdown. That's a touchdown. Gotta be. There's a flag on the play, though. See what the penalty marker is. Touchdown, Cardinals. So a defensive holding penalty on the Indianapolis Colts. So they give the Cardinals the lead with the pending extra point. Jacoby Brissett's in there for the Cardinals. Good touchdown patch by the Cardinals there. It's a good game. It's a good game right there. See if they get the pending extra point here for the Cardinals. I guess, when you're the Arizona Cardinals, I guess if you're the Arizona Cardinals, right? You're playing in a dome and you go to play in a dome. So there's really, and the time zone's only a couple of hours. So there's really, it's pretty even Stevens, dome teams playing dome teams, right? So scoring update, Dallas 24, Carolina 20. Chargers have the ball against the Dolphins 23-13. They're going to the fourth quarter. I agree with you. I don't understand how that wasn't roughing the passer. Sometimes I've just got to scratch my head and say, what's going on with the refs? But refs are human beings. They're not perfect. You and me would miss some of those calls too. Not all of us can be little Nate, Tom. Not all of us can be little Nate, Mr. Charles Robinson, See what the Browns can do here. Browns are continuing to drive. Chris Yannick, C1 interview, NFL live, week 6 here in Las Vegas. We're just having such a great time today. These games are fantastic, most of them. Most of them are within one score. A lot of them are going to come down to the final seconds here. 24-17 Cardinals over the Colts, pending extra point. That'll be 24. Cowboys are winning within one score against the Carolina Panthers. A George Pickens touchdown just recently. Chargers are beating the Dolphins 23-13. Rams are trying to put the Ravens away. They're winning 17-3. The Browns are trying to drive against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're losing 16-3. Great NFL. This is a great NFL Week 6 so far. Great NFL Week 6, for sure. Got a 3rd and long here for the Cleveland Browns. 3rd and 10. 35-yard line, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Browns are not going to be able to convert there. I don't know if you're the Browns, if you're kicking a 52-yard field goal. Let's see. I guess they're going to kick a field goal. I mean, it helps. How many possessions are you going to get if you're the Browns? I don't know. But I guess you take the points for moral victory purposes. We've got a 52-yarder as ice, 53-yarder, 52. I can't tell there on the monitor. Kick is up. It's good. Browns on the board, 16-6. Steelers beating the Browns, 16-6. We'll put that in the chat. Thank you to everybody who's here today. Greatly appreciate it. Trevor Lawrence. God, great pass. Look at me jinxing Trevor Lawrence for the touchdown. But there's a flag on the play. See if that's a defensive penalty or not. Talking about how I don't really think Trevor Lawrence is in the upper echelon of NFL quarterbacks, and he throws a 55-yard touchdown pass there approximately. Didn't count though, but it was a great pass. I can't do that. A lot of people can't do that. Yeah, the comeback is on for the Browns, one field goal at a time, Tom. One field goal at a time. All the Steelers have to do, as you know, is get a touchdown, and they'll freaking be there. First down, great pass by the Jaguars against the Seahawks on 4th and 5 there. They did get the first down. That's going to the fourth quarter. Seattle 20, Jacksonville 6. And that's going to the fourth quarter. All right, we got a game in the fourth quarter. Chargers and Dolphins are in the fourth quarter. Chargers are trying to pour it on right now. Dolphins really need to hold the Chargers to a field goal here. It's going to be hard to come back in this one. It's 23-13 Chargers right now. And the Carolina Panthers and Dallas Cowboys game is going to the fourth quarter. The Rams and the Ravens are going to the fourth quarter. The Cardinals and the Colts are 30 seconds away from going to the fourth quarter. We're getting to the end of this really quickly here today. Going to be the quickest NFL Live we probably ever have. Shannick CY interview, Las Vegas. We're doing week 6 of the NFL here in real time. It's like watching in your living room with your best friends, even though you're in different houses, right? Rams are trying to get a third touchdown on 3rd and 3 here. If I'm the Rams, I'm just kicking the field goal here. There's no reason to go for the touchdown here. Make it 20-3, and you beat the Ravens today. Chargers got a 3rd and 2 against the Dolphins here. Ooh! Herbert running in the backfield. That could have been picked off. Could have been intercepted. 4th and 2. I'm guessing the Chargers are going to kick the field goal here. But it is Jim Harbaugh. Why did the Rams go for it there? I don't understand that one bit. Like, you kick the field goal and you declare victory. Like, why are you going for it there? I get you give the Ravens a long field, but I understand why you're not going for that there. Why you're not kicking that field goal there. Take the 20-3. It doesn't make any sense. The Chargers kick a field goal, and that is good. It's 26-13 Chargers over the Dolphins. I don't understand, though, why the Rams didn't just go for the field goal there. That makes no sense. That defies all NFL logic right there. That really does. You win the game. You basically are at 99.5%, winning percentage likelihood if you get that. Instead of making it a 3-possession game, it's still a 2-possession game. I just don't get that. I really don't get that call. It just seems dumb. By the way, you also screwed over anyone who's got the Rams kicker. You screwed them out of 3 points too, by the way. So any of those people who lose by, less than 3 points in their fantasy league this week can thank the Rams for that one, right? Can thank the Rams if you have the Rams kicker. That's just a terrible play call, in my opinion, again. 24-20 Cowboys over the Panthers in the fourth quarter. Panthers have the football. Where are the Panthers on the field? Oh, they're in the red zone. They got a chance here. Panthers. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Panthers. I think everybody was on the Panthers' radar when in week 3 they beat the Falcons at home 30-0. I think that's when people started believing a little bit in this Carolina Panthers team. And then last week they beat the Dolphins. If they ever be able to beat the Cowboys today, then it's just like, wow, that's pretty freaking impressive, you know. Then we got to start talking about the Panthers possibly being a wild card playoff team if they beat the Cowboys today. I mean, I know it's early, but that's kind of hilarious, you know. So we'll see what happens, though. Jaguars are moving the football against the Seahawks. The Jaguars really need to get a touchdown on this drive against Seattle. They are down 20-6 in the fourth quarter. That game is at Jacksonville. Chris Yannick, C1 Review, NFL Week 6 live here in Las Vegas. We're having a great time watching the early games. Tonight is also, by the way, Tom, tonight is also game 1 of the Mariners and the Blue Jays in the ALCS. So that should be good, too. I think the Blue Jays are going to win the American League. I don't see how the Mariners are going to be able to beat the Toronto Blue Jays offense in that series. You know, the Mariners for most of the season played terrible, in my opinion, early. I don't understand how the Mariners made it this far. But, you know, in the first half of the season, the Mariners were playing terrible. They couldn't score any runs. Could literally not score any runs. And I just think that the Blue Jays are just so much better. Exactly. Toronto just has too much firepower. So I expect the Blue Jays will win the ALCS. That would be my prediction. You know, that's what I would think, basically. You know, so maybe we'll have to do a baseball analysis video this week if we get some time. Panthers here, 3rd and 3. Getting a 1st and goal for the Carolina Panthers coming up. Colts are in the red zone trying to tie the game up, 2nd and goal. And they will. Touchdown, Indianapolis Colts. That is Josh Downs. Josh is a nice guy. I was fortunate to meet Josh at the Super Bowl experience here in Las Vegas before the Super Bowl the day before, and he signed a bunch of stuff for me. He signed he signed the Super Bowl program on a page he was in the Super Bowl program. Nice guy. Josh Downs, touchdown for the Indianapolis Colts wide receiver. Gave me a couple of autographs on the scorecards too. Just a nice guy. I mean, you know, you have to wait, as you know, you have to wait like sometimes like 1 or 2 hours in these lines to get these autographs at the NFL Super Bowl experience. And also I got to meet George Pickens, who scored a touchdown for you when he was with the Steelers still. I met George Pickens too, actually, in that autograph signing. Just really nice guys. Touchdown for Josh Downs of the Colts. That Colts and Arizona Cardinals game is going to come down to the wire, that's for sure. And the Panthers scored a touchdown, so they're up on the Cowboys now, 27-24. Is that going to be here in Vegas, Tom? Too many things going on in Vegas. Have to look into that if that's the case. Oh, I'll have to look into that. Thank you for the tip. Maybe. Touchdown for the Jacksonville Jaguars, back to the gridiron. The New Orleans Saints are attempting a 54-yard field goal in the Superdome, and that is good, making it a one-possession game. The Patriots lead the Saints 25-19. We'll put that in the score box. There's too many right now, but we'll put that one in the score box. New England 25, New Orleans 19. So the Jaguars are going to go for a 2-point conversion here. No, I don't understand why, but did they get it? I don't think they got it. 20-12, Seahawks over the Jaguars. You know, I get that whole idea that, like, you know what's interesting is that these NFL coaches, right, in recent years, they've started going for the 2-point conversions more because of the theory of, you know, it's just you get the 2, then you can win with an extra point. You don't have to go to overtime. But I'm just one of those people who believes you should just kick the extra point. You should be down 7. Maybe you go for the 2 at the end. Why go for the 2 first? I'd rather make it harder later and take the easy first, but that's just me. Dolphins have got to get some points here. 10 minutes left in that game. The Chargers are up 26-13 on the Dolphins. They need a touchdown. Game is taking place in Miami. I think that a lot of the stuff in the NFL is common sense, though, and I don't even think it's so much math, right? It's just like you're down 14, you get 7, and then you're down 7, right? But then if you miss that, then you're down 8. So then you've got to make the 2 on the next one. Touchdown, Pittsburgh Steelers. The Cleveland Browns comeback is pretty much over. DK Metcalf with a touchdown from Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' second touchdown pass on the day. It is 22-6 Pittsburgh over the Browns right now. Browns are on their way to being 1-5. The Steelers are on their way to being 5-1. Two in the backfield here. That could have been intercepted. He was lucky that wasn't intercepted. Dolphins driving right now. Cowboys have got the ball at their own 35. There's 12 minutes left there. Panthers 27, Cowboys 24. Let's put that in the chat. Incomplete pass there. 3rd and 5. Key 3rd and 5 coming up for the Cowboys. These are good games today, Tom. These are phenomenal games. We're actually watching some good football today. I can't say that about last week, but this week we're watching some good football. First down for the Cowboys at midfield. Cowboys are going. Cowboys inside the 20 there. That's your buddy George Pickens again, Tom. He just got a lot of yards. Ton of yards. Ton of yards. That'll help. I'm going to guess that George Pickens probably has somewhere between 18 to 20 fantasy points right now. Got to be close to that. Cowboys are probably going to get at least a tying field goal here. See if the Saints can hold the Patriots on 3rd and 11, and they cannot. Patriots continue to move the ball. 11 minutes and 40 seconds left. Cardi B must be so proud of Stephon Diggs and the Patriots winning today. Don't get me started on that. But to each their own, what makes people happy. That's what I'm all for. Ooh, missed pass there. Let's get a George Pickens touchdown for Tom here on 3rd down. I'd like to see that for the Cowboys. Yeah, he sure did. Dolphins Dolphins, another rushing touchdown for the Miami Dolphins. Game's not over yet. Same guy again, Devon with another touchdown, second touchdown of the day. If you've got Devon potentially, possibly on your fantasy football team for the Miami Dolphins, you've got 2 rushing touchdowns today. And now it's the Chargers 26 and the Dolphins 19. We are going to have a chance, Tom, to get you a George Pickens touchdown. They are now in the red zone. Dallas Cowboys 1st and goal coming up. Sam Darnold just took a sack. The Jaguar from Von Miller, I believe, right? That's going to be, I guess the Jaguars are going to get the ball back shortly, potentially. Ravens are trying to get a touchdown on the board, and, well, that's not happening. There's only 5 minutes left in that Rams-Ravens game. As I told you, the first team to 17 would win, and that game's going to be over before it even begins, it looks like. Oh, my God, he's fumbled. Dak fumbled. Dang. Let's see if he got it back. I think they got it back. They did get it back. That was close. Dallas Cowboys quarterback fumbles the football, but they do get it back. Christianic C1 interview. We're having so much fun today in our NFL Live. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those of you who watch it live, and thanks to those of you who watch the replay. It's so greatly appreciated. Incomplete pass there. Pickens, he threw it to Pickens there, Tom. He threw it, but just overthrew him there on that 2nd and goal. What a pass by May to Stefon Diggs, ladies and gentlemen, right there. Speaking of Stefon Diggs. But there's a flag on the play. What's the flag? It's a holding? Let's take a look. No, some illegal shift, I guess, or offensive pass interference. So Stefon Diggs gets an offensive pass interference penalty there. That's going to move the Patriots back. That long pass from May will not count. And the Patriots are going to be deeper there. And it looks like the Panthers got off the field, so the Cowboys are going to kick a field goal to tie this one up. See if they make it. Cardinals and Colts are tied 24-24. They're in field goal range with 10 minutes left. Again, let's just go through a couple of things here for our fun purposes. Every Wednesday evening, college football, Lane Fobbs and me put out our weekly college football predictions video. Look for that every Wednesday evening. And then secondly, of course, look for different videos through the week, Las Vegas, other interviews and other features. Keep going over to the main channel. Of course, you can find us on Facebook as well at facebook.com/CY interview. If you haven't already, please make sure you follow us there as well. We post all of our daily content there also. And the Cowboys make the field goal. It is 27-27 Cowboys and Panthers. We'll put that in the chat. Ravens are 4th and 10 here. This is their last chance for everything. Incomplete. The Rams are going to beat the Ravens today. There's only 3 minutes left in that game. The Cardinals are kicking a field goal. That kick is up, and it is good. That is a 44-yard field goal attempt. 27-24 Arizona over Indianapolis now. 8 minutes left there. Put that in the chat. Cardinals really need to win today. So are the Patriots punting, Tom? Enlighten me. I missed that. Well, the Saints have a chance then to get the lead back. That game's been pretty exciting. All right, 3rd and 9 here. Los Angeles Chargers against the Miami Dolphins. Can the Dolphins hold the Chargers here? 35-yard line of their own. Let's see if the Dolphins can get off the field. They rushed Herbert. They missed him. Herbert passes. Incomplete. Oh boy, Tom, are we going to have another Chargers breakdown? Everything looks good for the Chargers, and then, yeah. Miami Dolphins getting the football back. 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. It is Chargers 26, Miami 20. Rico Dowdle has 155 rush yards, 56 reception yards, and a touchdown today for the Panthers. I'm going to guess the winning fantasy lineup is going to have him in the lineup this week in these big, gigantic fantasy football pools. Great stats. 9 minutes and 13 seconds left in the Cowboys and the Panthers. 27-27. Christian XC1 interview, Las Vegas, week 6 of the NFL. They're all coming down to the wire here in the 4th quarter. We're watching all of them for you to tell you what we think as they happen. Saints, 25-19, about 9 minutes left there. Can the New Orleans Saints find another victory this week and surprise the NFL by beating the Patriots at home? They're at their own 35-yard line. We'll see. They're moving the ball. They're now at the approximate midfield. I mean, if you're the New Orleans Saints and you can, is there a fumble on the play? Or I think he was down by contact. He was down by contact. Sorry, New England Patriots defense. That's not happening there. It's not happening there. He was down already. Christian C1 review covering Las Vegas and the world. We're getting down to the wire here in the Week 6 NFL games. It's looking very interesting. There are so many good games right now. Miami has a chance to come back. Jacksonville has a chance to come back. The Patriots are holding on against the Saints. The Saints have a chance to come back again. Cowboys and Panthers are tied. Colts are losing by 3 points. The Cardinals. There's a lot of good stuff going on right now. The Rams are a couple minutes away from beating the Ravens. That's pretty much definitive. The Steelers are up 3 scores, I believe, on the Browns. That's pretty much definitive. But all these other games, all the other 5, are absolutely competitive and interesting today. So what a great NFL week 6 it's been so far. Have enjoyed talking with you about it. We're here probably for another about 30 minutes or so. We're going to be here till the end of these games are all over. When they're officially over, then we'll be off. But thank you so much to everyone who watches this in real time. And those of you who are watching the replay, you're incredible as well. I appreciate all of you who take the time to watch the replays. That is very kind of you. And we are so greatly appreciative here at CY Interview for those of you who watch the replays. I enjoy doing this because I was always like, love watching football. So why not just talk with people while watching football? I don't care if there's one person in the room or 10 people in the room, So, it's been fun. Did the Patriots get a fumble? Did they get the ball back? Is that what happened there, Tom? What happened in the Patriots-Saints game? Colts are at the Cardinals' 13-yard line. 6 minutes remaining there. That's ridiculous. That was not a fumble. I don't understand that call. To me, that's a bad call. I thought that the receiver was down by contact. I do not get that call at all. That makes no sense whatsoever. The Dolphins are at midfield against the Chargers. 3 minutes and 25 seconds there remaining. Jaguars are at their own, I think, 25-yard line. They're still down 8 points. They need to hurry. See what the Colts can do here on 2nd and 8. That's incomplete. Dolphins, midfield. This is your season, in my opinion. Got to find a way to win today. Miami Dolphins get the first down to the Chargers' 35-yard line. Colts are inside the 5-yard line for a first down. First and goal, excuse me. See if the Saints can hold the Patriots, and they can't. First down for the New England Patriots. I still don't understand how that was a fumble. We move along. Jaguars need to get moving. 3rd and 6 here from their own about 23-yard line. They get a first down. There's a nice pass by Trevor Lawrence. The Jaguars will continue their series right there. 7 minutes left in that game. They're the Patriots. You're just going to try to run the ball and try to kick a field goal here, but still 6 minutes and 51 seconds remaining. Nice stop in the backfield by the Saints defense there. It's going to be like a 2nd and 13 coming up. Not going to be an easy one here. Yeah, I agree with you. A lot of questionable calls today. Trevor Lawrence throwing downfield. Incomplete. Way out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up there. 8 minutes left in the Panthers and Cowboys game. That game is tied at 27 still. See if we can get some more George Pickens points for you, Tom. I don't know what that screenplay was there, but that reminded me of something from like a Division I AA football team there for the Cowboys. Bad play call. That screen was not working to the right there. The defender completely read that. Would have been better to drop the ball there. Excuse me. It would have been better to drop the ball there. 6 minutes left in the Patriots-Saints game. 3rd and 13 for the Patriots here. That's an incomplete pass. That is incomplete. And there are no penalties on the field, ladies and gentlemen. So the Saints are probably going to have to punt that one. I mean, the Patriots are going to probably have to punt that one to the Saints. 3rd and 22 for the Cowboys here. Ooh. Panthers are going to get the ball back. The Carolina Panthers are going to get the ball back, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty incredible stuff. And got another 3rd down coming up for the Jacksonville Jaguars here against the Seahawks. See what happens here. Jaguars, just offense doesn't look very good today, in my opinion. Yes, in the NFL, you have those challenging weeks. Colts are 1st and goal. For the Cardinals, we're back to action there. 5 minutes remaining. The Colts are at, is that Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to guess? Yep. If you're a Indianapolis Colts fantasy football owner right now of Jonathan Taylor, you're rooting for that rushing touchdown. Everyone who needs Jonathan Taylor right now is on the edge of their seat hoping that Jonathan Taylor gets handed the football here for a touchdown. Number 28 is on the football field. Excuse me. Let's see if they hand it off to Taylor again. They are going to give it to Taylor, and Jonathan Taylor is going to get a touchdown on what I like to call a halfback sweep pass. Touchdown, Jonathan Taylor. The Colts take the lead again against the Cardinals, 30-27. Indianapolis Colts over the Arizona Cardinals, pending the extra point there on that halfback sweep. Third and 6 for the Jaguars. We're back in Jacksonville, Florida. See if Trevor Lawrence can get another 1st down here. The Jaguars are at their own 36-yard line. Incomplete pass. 5 minutes and 52 seconds left. Jaguars have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. Are we going for it, or are we punting the football? We got to punt the football, no? I think conservatively you punt the football. There's probably too much time left still. So, yeah, they are going to punt the football. Okay. Jaguars will punt the football back to the Seahawks. Bryce Young, 6 minutes left. Cowboys, Panthers, 27-27. Panthers have a chance to pull a great victory here today. Let's see what happens. Saints, 4 minutes left. 4th and 7 right there for the New Orleans Saints. Oh, penalty. All right. The Saints have 3 timeouts left in the 2-minute warning, so you have to punt the football, unfortunately. I mean, you are 1-4, so you could, in theory, go for it, but yeah, you got to punt the football, unfortunately. Imagine if the Cowboys secure it. I have to look this up. I'm going to look this up right now. Has an NFL team ever had 2 ties in a season? Let's check that. I'm going to have to look that. I don't think. I'm going to guess no. If I had to guess, I would say no. I could be wrong. Checking on that. Just give me 1 second. Dolphins, 1 minute left. Dolphins are trying to have that victory. The Dolphins are at the Dolphins have all their timeouts left too, so the Dolphins are fine. I'm going to be wrong about this, I think, but let's see. No NFL team has had 2 ties in a single season since the league introduced overtime in 1974. No team has ever had 2 ties. So the Cowboys would be the first team in NFL history to have 2 ties if they tied the Panthers today, Tom. So there's your answer. That'd be a first ever. Touchdown, Miami Dolphins! Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. That's the team song, right? That's the team song. There you go. So it's a great song. It's an old song for the Dolphins. I don't know if they still play that, I wonder, every time they score a touchdown in Hard Rock Stadium, I believe it's called today. So Dolphins got to get the extra point here. Man, this is just a typical Los Angeles Chargers football game. I mean, if they don't win this one. The extra point is up, and it's good in Miami. The Miami Dolphins now lead the Los Angeles Chargers 27-26 with about 50 seconds left. And Sam Darnold is not doing what Sam Darnold should be doing with 4 minutes left. You should be running the football if you're Seattle, trying to milk that clock. Carolina and Dallas have 4 minutes remaining. Carolina's past midfield. (31-27) Colts over the Cardinals. Still a lot of time in that game, a lot to be decided. Cardinals need a touchdown to get the lead. All right, let's see what Justin Herbert and the Chargers can do. Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars can do. These games are getting close to the end here. The Jaguars offense today, Tom, though, I'm telling you, just doesn't look very good. I think the Seahawks defense is decent, but they're just not looking very good today. Cardinals are moving to midfield. They're at like the 48-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. So they're driving. Yeah, I mean, listen, you got Sam Darnold, a quarterback, and you're where you are right now. That's pretty good. They got a good defense. They just sacked Trevor Lawrence there, as you saw, I'm sure. Jaguars still have a ton of timeouts and a 2-minute warning. I think you're probably still going to punt if you don't get it here. Justin Herbert's in the backfield, and he's about to get sacked, and he doesn't get sacked. And the Chargers are going to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal against Miami. Yes. If you're the Chargers and you don't make this field goal, that's the Chargers' curse, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to jake the Chargers, but these are the kind of Los Angeles Chargers games that we're historically used to. Get up a lot, fall behind, lose in the last seconds. If you don't make this field goal, Los Angeles Chargers, the Chargers' curse is alive and well. So just be aware of that. It'll be like an approximate, I don't know, like 34-yard field goal. You better find a way, Los Angeles Chargers, because if you don't, the curse is alive and well. New England Patriots have a 3rd and 11 at their own 30. And that is a catch. That is a catch. And there you go. And the Saints are running out of opportunities to get the football back. We say it's a chip shot, Tom, but you know how that is. And the Seattle Seahawks get the ball back, and they're going to be in the red zone of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I think Seattle is going to find a way to get to 4-2 on the NFL season if they can hold on to the football here. I think the Chargers are going to run one more play probably. Yeah, it's going to be like a 32-yard field goal attempt. Let's see. It's the Chargers, so anything's possible. 23-9, the Browns are on their slow comeback against the Steelers. Steelers up 23-9, by the way. Can the Dolphins block the field goal? Will the Chargers have another heartbreaking loss? All this holds in the balance here. One more play. I guess because the Dolphins were using their timeouts, I guess. Oh, you lost some yards there. 33-yard field goal for the Chargers coming up here. Something like that. Cardinals are at the 42 of Indianapolis, 2 minutes left. Oh, what a pass. That's inside the 15-yard line. Wilson for the Arizona Cardinals making that catch. Cardinals got a chance. All right, here's the chip shot. There are nine seconds left in that Dolphins-Chargers game. So the Dolphins will at least have one play here. If the Chargers make the field goal here, they will have at least one play. Let's see if we have a Chargers jinx. If not, did I jinx the Chargers or not? Kick is up and it's good. I did not jinx the Chargers yet. There are still 5 seconds remaining, so the Dolphins will have a play, but the Chargers now lead the Dolphins 29-27. 5 seconds remaining in that game. The Dolphins will need a miracle now. Panthers are at the Dallas Cowboys 34-yard line. 2 minutes remaining there. Yep, it's time for pitchy woo indeed. Very good, Tom. Very good. You're fulfilling the narrative. That is some freaking hilarious stuff. Good work. Good work. I like that a lot. Time for pitchy woo if you're the Miami Dolphins. Now you do pitchy woo-woo. Cardinals are inside the 15-yard line. Jacoby Brissett, formerly the Florida Gators. New England Patriots, of course, as well. It's out there. All right, let's see what the Chargers do here on the kick. They just did a regular kick. I'm not taking that back at all, obviously. See what the Dolphins can come up for here. Cardinals are going to have one play to win the football game here. 4th down coming up. Last chance for the Arizona Cardinals here. Incomplete pass. But they do have all 3 timeouts remaining. So in theory, the Cardinals could still get the football back, but they're going to have a 3 and out, obviously, and use all their timeouts. All right, guys. So we got the Panthers and the Cowboys. Exciting one going on here. Have a good day at work, Tom. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll finish up here in a few minutes. It was good seeing you. Thanks for joining us. Panthers are kicking a game-winning field goal now, potentially. Kick is up, and it's good. The Carolina Panthers have beat the Dallas Cowboys 30-27 today. I don't think many people expected that the Carolina Panthers would start the year 3-3, but the Dallas Cowboys are going to drop to 2 wins, 3 losses, and a tie. Carolina Panthers is it too early to say that the Carolina Panthers are a potential wild card playoff team? Because nobody expected after the last couple of years of Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers that the Carolina Panthers would be 3-3 on the NFL season, but they are. They defeated the Dallas Cowboys today on a last-second field goal attempt, 30-27. That's pretty freaking incredible. The Panthers have finally found an offense. Their franchise quarterback, Bryce Young, finally after this is his third NFL season, is finally finding a way to pass the football, to have consistent drives, and put some points on the board. And so Carolina Panthers 30, Dallas Cowboys 27 final. Congratulations, Carolina Panthers, not a team a lot of people expected to be doing very much this year. They're going to be 3-3 on the NFL season now. They are. Can they chase the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that division? And Baker Mayfield? Probably too early to say on that front, but the Atlanta Falcons don't look good. The New Orleans Saints are not going to do much this year. So really at this point in time, Falcons still alive, but Panthers beat Falcons in third week of NFL season. So, Panthers have small tiebreaker against the Falcons. We'll see how the Falcons do against the Bills tomorrow night. Not expecting the Atlanta Falcons to beat the Buffalo Bills tomorrow, but we shall have to wait and see on that front. But Carolina Panthers, probably the most surprising story of these early Week 6 NFL games is that the Carolina Panthers are 3-3 on the NFL season. Again, this is why we play the games. This is why they say any given Sunday, any team can win on any given week. So congratulations to the Carolina Panthers, 3-3 on the NFL season. The Raiders have just started their afternoon game against the Titans. We wish the Raiders well today and hope they end up beating the Titans. Both teams need a win today to get their second win of the NFL season. The Raiders will get the ball first in the second half as the Titans are on the field first today. The game is taking place here in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium. So let's go over and let's do a recap of everything we know right now as we're finishing up. We're finishing up these early games in the Week 6 window, the 1 p.m. games on the East Coast and 10 a.m. here on the Pacific Coast. But let's just take a look at a couple of things, and I'll pull some stuff up here so we can take a look at some statistics right now. Just so you know, we'll go over the scores. A bunch of these are already finals before we wrap up today. 3 minutes and 39 seconds are left in the game in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are well in control of that game against the Cleveland Browns, 23-9 Steelers over the Browns. The Patriots held on to beat the New Orleans Saints. The score is 25-19 Patriots over the Saints. The Rams won. I said early on today, if the Rams scored 17 points against the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson, they would find a way to win. Ravens 17. Ravens lose to the Rams 17-3. Excuse me. The Colts hang on in the thriller, one of the thrillers of the early window today here in Week 6, beating the Arizona Cardinals 31-27. I don't think any of you expected that the Indianapolis Colts would be 5-1 on the NFL season, but they sure are. And they get a break today in the AFC South because the Seattle Seahawks were able to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-12. So we're going to wrap up our Week 6 NFL coverage here today. We want to thank you. If you're watching in the live, thank you so much. If you're going to watch the replay, thank you so much. We really enjoy that. Thanks to Vegas friend Tom here, the biggest pro wrestling fan in the world, for stopping by today. We had a great time chatting about the football games as they were going on. And just a little Las Vegas news recap before we go. Congratulations again to the Las Vegas Aces. They won their third WNBA championship earlier this week. Congratulations to them. So happy to see them get that third WNBA championship. Parade will be taking place later this week. I believe it's going to be on Friday here in Las Vegas, as the Aces, Becky Hammon, Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young and company will celebrate their third WNBA championship. The UNLV Rebels are now 6-0 on the Las Vegas college football front season out. They have to go to Boise State this coming week. Will be the toughest game of their season. We'll see how the UNLV Rebels do against Boise State on the road. And as always, just to recap for all of you football fans, me and Lane Hobbs do a weekly college football prediction show. We drop that every Wednesday evening Pacific Coast time, usually around like 10, 11 o'clock Pacific Las Vegas time. So if you're ready for your college football preview for the week, predictions, we do that every every Wednesday evening. We drop that. Go over to his X handle, of course, Bearcat Bites, to see everything he does on Sam Houston. Sam Houston lost a heartbreaker game this week, 29-27. They've got UTEP this week, so maybe Lane's team can finally get a victory on the board, 1-6 on the season. Go over to the regular YouTube channel, of course, keep up with all of our videos in Las Vegas and beyond. Of course, go to our Facebook, facebook.com/CY Interview. I'm Chris Shandek. It looks like the Steelers are going to win. We'll just double check one more time on that game before we let you go. 23-9. The Browns are driving, so they possibly could still get an onside kick. There are 2 minutes remaining in that game. They are at the Steelers' 42-yard line, but we're going to leave you with that. We'll go over the scores one more time before we let you go again today. Final scores: Los Angeles Chargers hold on to beat the Miami Dolphins 29-27. Carolina Panthers improved to 3-3 on the year, beating the Cowboys 30-27. Colts win a thriller against the Arizona Cardinals at Indianapolis, 31-27. Colts are now 5-1 on the NFL season. Rams beat the now 1-5, if you can believe it, Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson, 17-3. Seahawks get to 4-2 on the year behind Sam Darnold, winning in Jacksonville, Florida against the Jaguars, the Jacksonville Jaguars, 20-12. Jaguars fall to 4-2 on the NFL season. Finally, Patriots continue to move along impressively. The Patriots are now 4-2 under Mike Vrabel, beating the New Orleans Saints 25-19 at the Superdome in New Orleans. I'm Chris Shandek for CY Interview. Thank you so much for being here. We enjoyed our NFL Live. We hope you did as well. We'll see you again next week, same time, same CY Interview channel, same city, Las Vegas, same NFL reactions in real time. What an exciting group of games we had today. Thank you so much for being here with us. We'll see you next week. Take care.